Hi guys, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. This is the Insomniac Quilting Series, episode 37. I am not making anything this episode. This episode is all going to be 100% about making my precuts. And I'll turn the camera in a minute. It's in very, very far back videos, probably not as good camera feed. And I'm using my back camera this time, so I have to watch the screen from the front, the other side. Makes it easier. So if I can't see comments pop up, I'll see them pop up here. And I'm also going to turn on the computer as well for when I'm on that side so that I have comments on both sides. So this is the Insomniac Quilting Series, episode 37. If you are not familiar with my Insomniac series, that's when I come on anytime after 10 p.m. my time, when you can't sleep, I can't sleep, you can't sleep, nobody can sleep, so we're on here. And I usually have a project or something that I'll continuously work on until it's done in this series only. I never name the series. If you're new to this, so I don't tell you what's going to happen in the video. I just, in the description, I just do whatever, and you have to watch them to find out what's going on. So, or you can read in the description below, because usually that says what I'm doing. I am still sick. I am working on things. I have a video that's going to be coming up this week that I have to edit, and I'm telling you right now, if it has to turn out into another 3-part video series, oh, I'm going to be so mad. But anyways, if you are new to my channel, I think it's that way. I'm not sure. I'm going to hold my hand there until I realize what side let's see. Is it that way? Nope. Subscribing is that way. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share them. So, all right. Hi, Jill. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Teresa. That's so funny. I was just thinking I was checking it was live tonight. Then boom, here you are. Hi, Georgia. Well, I'm here, and I'm kind of have a disaster going on. My bucket has overflown into piles. There's stacks around the room now. And these are all things that are leftovers from quilt backs, from doing projects and everything. And it just gets bigger and bigger. And it seems like I just did that. Oh my goodness, how did it get there? So these I cut down into pre-cuts, and I'm going to show you with the camera, which my camera thingy, this thingy, broke again, another one. So now you're on a different hook one, and this one's actually really cool. And I can't show you unless I hold the screen up so you can see it against it. I took my 10-inch ruler, 12.5-inch ruler, and I stuck the squeegee thing to it that holds the phone. And then I actually connected a microphone. So hopefully you guys hear the sound better. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it is. I'm playing around with things. But yeah, and then I stuck it on my tripod, which my charger needs to go over there somehow now, just in case, because now that the screen is not facing me and I can't see it, I actually my battery power is at. So during this video at some point in time, I will have to plug my phone in. So this stack needs to be turned into pre-cuts, and I figured, since I'm doing this is what I do at night so that I'm not sewing and making lots of loud sound. I do this to be quiet, and it's relaxing to me. I don't know about you guys, but cutting fabric to me, since it's already cut, I'm just making it better. Pre-cutting it into 2.5, 1.5, actually 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5-inch, then 8.5-inch and 10-inch squares, as well as if I have enough for a fat quarter, I cut fat quarters. I tend to just cut every single pre-cut I can. And right now, my 2.5-inch strip tub, you guys have seen it before. It's just a big, huge tub plumb full of I think it's got 860 jelly roll strips in it now. It's just getting bigger and bigger. I had to organize though and take out pre-cuts from one, change the paper on it, and put it in another drawer. So now you guys can see this stack. The bottom drawer is now fat quarters from Fat Quarter Bundles, and that one wasn't staying. I should try to put it that way maybe. Anyway, so now this is all fat quarters that used to be in another tub because my other tub that had the fat quarters in it overflowed. So now I decided to put my 4-inch squares in here because those were in, hold on, they were in this and they overflowed. So it was time for a bigger tub for my 4-inch squares. So there's one row going on now in here, all 4-inch pre-cuts. You never know when you need a 4-inch square. So, I mean, this is why I do this, is purposely to have what I need when I need it. So, let me turn this around. I have to pick up this whole thing to show you guys. It's going to get wiggly wobbly. Okay, so this is where I'm pre-cutting. This is the basket. I'm changing around my drawers. I got a new drawer thing from my neighbor. He didn't want it, so now I'm starting to fill that. My 10 inches went into that tub back there, which used to have 2.5-inch strips. And this is my 5 inches, which are outgrowing that, so I need to find something else. And my 4 inches are in there. And then that's 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 4, you know, all the numbers in between as well. Yeah, I'm outgrowing some of my things. Oh, and my other husband has joined me in my room. He's going to be going in the closet soon, but as you can tell, I can't really get to the closet right now. So yeah, I kind of have a disaster going on. But behind my other husband, behind those two tubs on the bottom, there's that big, it's a big, huge, long tub that has 2.5-inch strips. So anything that I cut into 2.5-inch strips right now, I'm just going to put aside. So I seriously, like I said, I am overflowing when it comes to my pre-cuts. Of my pre-cuts, I love how it is so much easier for me to manage things. And when I want to make something, like my 3.5-inch squares are in my bedroom because those are what I've been hand sewing. I'm trying to make 80 or more blocks. I really want it to be enough to cover my whole body. Since I'm sick and getting sicker, I'll get in later another time. My future holds hospital visits. I really, really, really want to get this hand sewn quilt done and hand quilted before all those hospital things start up. So I'm trying to get things done and cleaned up and ready for me to just do whatever, and everything's ready. So if I just want to, if I can't make something by a pattern because my brain and everything is just not functioning properly, at least I could just sew squares together, make something dumb, throw it on the long arm and practice, because there's nothing else better to do. Although my other husband, aka long arm, is in the house, and we're trying to figure out a way to use it as a sit down machine. But right now, the table for it's like $2,500 and we're like super broke. So, and we don't know if we can even get a pedal for me to use it, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out soon. I've been trying to contact them. So let's see. Hi, Georgia. Hi, Debbie. Jill said, Debbie says, hi, everyone. Hope you guys are well. When you say 4-inch squares, are you cutting them into 4.5-inch squares, allowing for the 1/4 inch? No, they are being cut into 4-inch. I have 4.5-inch squares also. I cut every number and every number in between. Because, okay, so like, I don't have them near me, but there's books that say cut a 4-inch square and then cut it on the diagonal so that you can put it around a, I think it's a 5-inch square that it goes around to put a square in a square when it's on the diagonal. So you never know when you need a 4-inch. You never know when you need a 4.5 or a 3.5 or a 3 or whatever. So I'm cutting what I can and just making stacks and stacks and stacks, if that makes any sense. So right now this piece right now has been ironed and ready to make. I'll probably get 2 10-inch squares out of here and then some strips, because even though I did that thing for tea quilts, the block swap, I refilled my tub again. So these are all my strips. The box is now 100% full all over again, like I never touched it. And if you hear my wheezing, it's because, like I said, I'm really struggling. But you guys know me, I'm like a hyper person, and at night it's like the worst. So I have to do something. I can't keep just sitting around. It's starting to frustrate me in really, really bad way. So I'd rather just do this. So this is how I make my pre-cuts and do this kind of stuff. And later, before tomorrow, I will be making or editing a video, because you guys will get to see a fresh video, but I am not giving you a sneak peek of that video because it's already hung up and put away, or else I'd be able to show you what I made, but then that would ruin it for the video. So you have to wait for that to come out. So here is another string, goes in the string pile, and you'll see me move back and forth a bazillion times. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. I'm going to come over 10 inches and cut it. So here is two 10-inch squares already. So there's 5, and if you flip it over, that's 10. So it's 10 by 10. Let's see if it fits right here in the center, which is 10 inches on my board. 10 inches. Look at that. And then I stack them right sides up, both of them, and throw them in my tub. So that's how I do that. Let's get another one going off of there. So this is what I have left. Let's see what I can get from this. I was trying to get this going at the same time. I have to turn the volume down on it, but I need that one to go at the same time. Becca, hello. I thought you weren't going to be here. I found way a lot. Headphones? Let's see. Hi, Patricia. Hi, BJ. Okay, so let's see what I got here. I could probably get 5-inch squares. Oh, look at that. 5-inch. Perfection. And if this is an inch or bigger, I'll save it in my strings. And it is not. Well, no. We got an inch to about right here. Hold on. I always just do about an inch, but we're stopping right there because that's the inch. And the rest goes in my garbage pile. So here it can go with strings. This I'm going to turn into 2 5-inch squares. See how easy this is? And I do it until I can't cut any more pieces from these. You know what I mean? And that should have been exactly 5 inches. But there's a little bit right there on that edge. Okay, so here's 2 5-inch squares now. Look at that. How simple is that? So that goes in my 5-inch square bin, which is overflowing. That goes in my strings. I still have these that I'm working on, but I'm thinking about something to do with those. So what I do is I take the fabric. So I'm definitely going to get 10-inch squares or 5-inch squares. And I'm thinking, even though my 5-inch is overflowing, I think I'm going to add more to my 4-inch. So I'm going to iron it and put it in my 4-inch. Oops. Okay. That way I can see I want to be able to see my texting from this side. So I'm hoping you guys can still see me over there. Oh, you can. Let me turn the camera just a tick more. Right there. Hey, how's the quality of the sound? Because I have a microphone hooked up to my cell phone. I don't know how well it works, but you know, I was trying something new because I've had this microphone forever and it was hooked to the computer, but now I don't know how to go live from the computer. Hi, Tammy. I'm wondering how if I pause that video, if it'll still have the comments. All right, so now I'm going to fold it like this. I'm going to turn it like that. Hi, Fran. I'm feeling blah, but I'm hyper, so yeah. Yes, this is the Insomniac quilting series. We're on episode 37, except there's no sewing today. Today is all, or tonight, I should say, or whatever, because it will turn in today after tonight is over. This is all about getting my pre-cuts and how I clean and organize my fabric and have it ready for whatever I need it for. So I'm going to go ahead and line, I'm going to like kind of like fold it right here, and I'm going to line that up, slide it over a little because I want the most of it on one side so everything's lined up. Now I'm going to place this right here, and I'm going to go ahead and make a cut to straighten this side up first, and I'm going to make sure all of my fabric, because it's always crooked, I'm going to make sure all of my fabric is outside that line, as close as whatever I can get to it. And let's see, is there 10, 3, 13? Nope, there's no 10 inches on that one. So let's just do 4-inch strips. Why? Because I can. That's 4. Yeah, that's the 4. This ruler is Quilter Select, and one side of it is full inches and the end of it is half. So if I accidentally put it this way and try to line it up on 4, I'm gonna end up with 4.5. So you would have to line it up on the half line. So it's best to do it the opposite way. So if you have one of these rulers, just make sure that you're always paying attention to the correct side, because the numbers are actually on it. So I'm gonna line up a 4 inches. I'm gonna make myself a bunch of 4-inch squares because I can. Fill my little 4-inch tub. There's 4. I could have done my 5s, but I want to fill my 4s. What's cool is this ruler has grip, so I can slide over as I go. So that way nothing is totally messed up. Okay, and then from here I only have, let's turn it around because I'm pretty sure I don't have 3.5. I do have 3.5. 3.5. 3.5s are in my bedroom because I've been hand sewing them. But that's not going to work. What other strip size? Let's do 1.5 and then throw this in my strings. Because there's not really 3.5 total. So this is what I do when I can't sleep. That's so crooked. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's going to be garbage. These two will go into my strings because they're just 1.5-inch strips. And yes, I'm putting things away as I go. So now, let's take all these and that way. I've never seen this before. Well, welcome, Susan. I do this. This was all the time, constantly, throughout the week. Normally, I start a project and I'll do the whole project throughout, say episode 3, 4, and 5 is all the same project. Episode 9, 10, and 11 is all the same project. But different. They're always different. So you never know what's going to happen. I never name my videos. It's just the Insomniac quilting series. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever I'm doing, you could just learn from it, ask questions, have fun. All this is just me cutting up for all my piles of precuts that I make. I have an obsession with precuts because most of the patterns I design are designed from precuts. So see how this has that on there? I'm just going to go ahead and cut that. So that all looks straight. I'm just going to put that in my thing because it looks straight. That goes in my strings. So I just line all these up like this. This one's a really long one too, with a little funky piece at the end. Where's the other one's ending at? So let's put this long one up on top of that. So I'm gonna line them all up. This is the fun part, getting them to stay. All right. I want them all right sides up. It makes it easier to stack them out of the way. All right, let's swap to the Missouri Star ruler. I'm going to trim off the selvage because these just so happen to have selvage on them. Okay, line it up, chop that off, and come over 4 inches and just keep cutting 4-inch cuts. So I'm filling my 4-inch bin. And this ruler is really easy to use because it's a 5-inch ruler. And so just minus an inch and bam, you got precuts. Whenever it ends, it ends. Some of these are going to end soon. So they'll end up in a different pile. Those won't make it. Those will. So what is everybody working on, doing, making? Why can't you sleep? That's what I want to know. Why can't everybody sleep? Are you busy quilting, working, making things, enjoying yourself on vacation? What are we doing, guys? Are you like me, obsessing over cleaning up your mess of scrap pieces from quilt projects? A lot of this, like I said, is backing fabric that I had used. So here's my 4 inches. I'll grab my bin so that you can see. This row still has plenty of room in it, so I'm just going to slide them down in there. Bam, just like that. And now there's more in there. Now I need to fill a whole second row when I make enough. I really want to fill it up all the way. And these become strings and or just random squares. Like that end was not straight. The rest of it looks pretty darn straight. So I just stick these in my string box because my string box also has some random squares in it. Those in my garbage. Do you sort them by color or prints? Nope. They are all here. I'll show you right now. Let's grab a 2.5-inch box so that you can see. They're just random. I'm not a sorter. I'm not into the color thing. I see color differently than most people. So if you put all the purples together or all the greens together, I'll look at it and go, seriously? Like, I don't know. Here I could see, so I'm looking for a blue. There's blue. I'm looking for a purple, a specific purple. Or, so here's that specific purple. I'm looking for a brown. There's the brown. I see it differently. If I have them all in the same color order, like, hold on, I'm going to turn you guys around. When they're in color like this, I don't see the color like you think you should. So I don't like color orders. Like all those purples together, it makes me think. All those greens together, I'm like, okay, so what green do I want? You know, I don't know. I don't like it like that. So if you could see, all of my fabric is not sorted by anything specific. It helps me, my brain, find something. That's how my brain finds it. It's just random and mixed up. Now these ones, polka dots are with polka dots, but they're not with color. Zigzags with zigzags. Stripes are with stripes, flowers are with flowers. I do have a section of purples together because I plan to make an all purple quilt. Then we got randoms. Then we got old fashioned prints all the way to here. These are like my 1930s to 1940s prints. And then, or 40s, I don't know, 30s, 40s. There's a couple 50s in here. But they're my old prints. I probably will never use them. They're just there. The rest of this, some of this was donated to me, and I ran out of comic book cards, and if I had them, it would probably be a lot skinnier. And then these are just random. Everything's random. I'm a random person. If you can see way up there in the top of the closet, my bolts of fabric, I have solids on one side, but they're not together in color. I mean, it looks like it just because of the way it looks. And then on this side, the way it looks, they're not really in color, but it's because they're, what is it called? Paisley and cowboy prints are right next to each other. Just so happens to be, but I don't organize by color, as you can tell. I just do whatever. I do my thing. I do my thing. So that's how my pre-cuts go. Just however I feel like putting them. It just works easier for me that way. I see it differently. All my fat quarters, like bundles, stay with bundles. If that makes any sense. Like, oops, sorry, I'm blocking the whole camera. So I have a free spirit bundle right here. You know, I put bundles together until I use them, obviously. But like, I have plans for it. I just haven't done it, and it's just been sitting there waiting for me to do my plans. But you know, I keep those things together, but other than everything else, I don't organize by any specific way of any sort. It's all just random around here. My thread is just thrown in a drawer, not by color. You guys want to know me? This is how you know me. I don't really care. If I need a color, like, I need a green. Let's see. Oh, wait, here's a green. You know, if all the greens are together, I won't find the one I want. It makes sense to me. Do it make sense to you? All right, next one. My iron probably shut itself off. Let's do this one. It's kind of small. Okay. I use steam when I do this because steaming helps get rid of the wrinkles from it being inside of the tub, because I fold things up and throw it in there. So it looks like I have about 8 inches here. So let's add some more to my 4. My 4-inch pile. So I'm going to make sure everything on one side and both sides. Yep, there's enough. There's got to be enough. I'll line it up perfectly. Put it on a line. Grab this out. I can cut left and right-handed. I'm just not as good. Lately, it's been really bad because I have the shakes. You just seen me. I was making my video before I was... You guys haven't seen it yet, but I was making the video, and usually I cut with my left hand, and then I switch to my right hand, and I cut with my left hand switch. I couldn't do it. I was shaking so bad. My body was just like, I'm done. All right, let's go 4. I'm kind of having fun. This is just fun for me. I don't know why. I get joy out of chopping my fabric up. I'm not afraid to chop up the pretty prints. To me, it's exciting. I did get it all. Yep. So now I'm going to put both of these together. I ate too late tonight, and now I have to stay up for 3 hours per doctor's orders. No sleeping with food in my stomach. Oh, that sucks, Teresa. I know what it is. I know what it means, though, to Not, when the doctor tells me. I just had to do a test the other day. I know it's kind of gross to talk about live, but I had to do a test the other day, and some of you know what the bowel prep kits are for endoscopies and colonoscopies. Yeah, well, I had to drain my bowels because remember, you guys know I've had surgery on my belly because it doesn't work. It's dry and I have adhesions everywhere and my intestines tangle. So I had to empty to make sure that I didn't have any like any of the tangles because they develop sacs and I get blockages. So to keep me flowing, I had to empty it and go take a test to make sure that nothing's tangled and I have no divots or pivots or adhesions inside my small intestines, because if it happens again, that's when they're going to go in and take more intestines from me. So they'll probably take as much small intestines as possible the next time. So I need to keep up with my tests and stay healthy. So I know what it's like to have no eating after, and going to bed, no food before bed, because I end up with obstructions and that's not a good thing. All right, so let's do some more 4-inch squares here. Hi, June. Fran can't sleep. So many mosquito bites, itching like crazy. Oh my goodness. Where do you live for a lot of mosquitoes? We don't have really much. It gets worse around monsoon season if I'm out in the pool. That's when there's mosquitoes, but I don't get bit very often. And I feel you're itching because the medicine I'm on for my valley fever, it causes so much itching. And I have like dry, patchy skin rashes all over my whole body, and it sucks. And I've been putting lots and lots and lots of lotion on me, and I'm not healing. Here's a cut right here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I'll hold it up for a second. I got burned, and this was really big. This was already 3 weeks and still not healed at all. And it hurt really bad when I got it. And I have another one on my leg, and I got hurt like 3 weeks ago. And yeah, I still haven't healed yet. I'm pretty sure it's the medicine because my body is not responding to the valley fever treatment. Sorry, and I'm out of breath because of the talking. I'm not out of breath from what I'm doing, mostly because I'm kind of standing around and talking. Right now I'm cutting 4-inch squares, if you were curious. I don't know if you remember, that's what I was doing. I keep telling myself what I'm doing while I'm doing it, or else I'll forget, because I'm a very forgetful person. And I'm not going to get 4.5 from this, but I will get 3.5. Watch this, because I have 3.5s in my room, so I'm going to put a little pile together, turn that, and cut 3.5-inch square here for my pile in my bedroom of my hand sewing stuff. So that can just go up there. So now these are all right sides up, so I can stack them and stick them in my box. And then I'll start reading some more as I grab some more stuff to do. I'm trying to put this dark color in between a light and a dark. That way it's seeable. I try to make sure that not all the darks are in a row, because if they are, then I can't tell what they are. Let's see. Hi, Vicky. Recently bought indoor bug catcher. Have it in my bedroom. It seems to be catching lots of them. That's cool. I have so much apple cider vinegar around me to stop itching. I use the Benadryl itch cream. It's just a cream it's a Benadryl cream, and I just rub it anywhere. I'm mainly itching right here, and I have really dry mouth and dry tongue. It kind of sucks. But the more I drink, the more I have to pee, so I'm trying not to drink so much. Using white vinegar, I smell like a pickle. Becca, we had pizza ordered at work. Pizza doesn't sit well with me, and now I'm starting to deal with acid reflux issues. Yuck. Oh my God, Becca, I'm sorry. Oh, do you have Tums at work? I'd give you some Tums. I have tons. Sucks that you're so far away. And got a reaction from bites. Just took some prednisone. Hi, Christine. 4 p.m. Sunday in Queensland. it's the next day for you. Well, it's almost the next day for me. I got an hour to go. Fran up in the mountains. Okay, so yeah, that's probably why you got green grass and trees and stuff. We don't have that. We have dry deserts. We don't get much mosquitoes. Night all morning comes early. Okay, June, and I will be on for So Sunday later tomorrow for Sunday. Today is still today, Saturday, but tomorrow I'll still be on for So Sunday if you catch that. I had pizza tonight too, Becca, but it was homemade. So I got light on the sauce. That was good. For acid reflux, I drink hot water. It helps. Interesting. You're looking pretty good, Tiff. I look good, but it's the outside is totally different than what's going on the inside. Oh, friend, I'm sorry. I use that on Tiffany. That doesn't help the itching. Really? It doesn't? It does for me, sort of. I have the MS itching on my legs, so it doesn't do it. So my trick is I get in the hot shower. I turn the water to as hot. You know what? When it's so hot, your skin turns red. And I turn it so hot, and I usually do it for my legs because my legs are the worst. And I'll run that really, really hot water because I have one of those handles that comes off and you can wash yourself. I take the handle on hot water and I just keep rinsing my legs until they turn red, like burned red. I know it sounds wrong. And then when I start feeling that I'm really hot and my legs are red, I turn the water to cold. And then I just go around cold water until I'm frozen, and then I get out and there's no more itching. But that only usually works for my MS itching. It's not helping for the itching from Valley Fever medicine. I haven't been sewing for a couple weeks. It's winter. I have been doing crochet. So you don't sew in the winter time, Christine? I use that too. This is what I meant to say. The Benadryl. Oh, okay. Now I understand. All right, next piece. Okay, good night, friend. We'll see you next time. Again, I'll be on for So Sunday. My computer is backed up. It's like still in the beginning of the video on the computer. Kind of weird. All right, so my selvage is here. So I'm thinking I'm going to cut these this way. So I'm going to go ahead and line this nice fold up right here on a line. Make sure my selvage is beyond that line. Slide it over just a little because it's not a very big selvage. And this time I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a 10-inch square worth here. So I'm going to cut 10-inch squares and then I'm going to cut, let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm going to get 3 10-inch squares out of this. Let's see. If not, I'll get a 5-inch square at the end. All right, so let's come over 10. So 18 is my magic number. Line it up on 18. Don't move. The ruler has grip, so it kind of moves the fabric a little bit. You don't just pick it up and lay it down. There we go. There we go. Nice and straight. So this I'm going to turn into a 2-inch strip because that's about what I got on here that's equal. And this will go in my strip string pile. See, a little bit of everything goes a long way. Every single pile gets something different, you know. So here is a really long string. So usually I cut them in half, but lately I've been just throwing them in their hole like this. Why? Because I can. All right, let's see how many 10-inch squares I can get from this. I'm thinking 3. So I'm gonna line it up right here on a line. Make sure that that bottom is over it both ways. Let's make sure. Right there at the edge. I like to get as much as I can from the fabric. I'm really, really, really picky about getting the right amount of everything. That way I'm not wasting too much. You know what I mean? That's why I do this. I hate to waste fabric and I hate to throw fabric away. All right, so I need 5/15 right there. So let's line it up on the 15 and get 2 10-inch squares to start. Stay right there, stay right there. I don't like this ruler because it moves. All right, so here's 2 10-inch squares. Put them right sides together. Stick them aside for a second. What do you do with the strings you use them for scrap quilts? If you answered that, I apologize. I had to help my husband tend to the pup's injured paw. I use them for scrap projects anytime I need to add something to a quilt. If I need, say, I know this sounds weird, but okay, say you get a charm pack and something is messed up, right? And you're trying, you know, your best and you screwed the cut up. This is why I have these squares. If you screw the cut up, I can go into, say it's a 2-inch strip. I can go into my strip pile and find a color that is at least 2.5 to 2 inches, whatever, anything more than 2 inches. And I can cut something and randomly throw it in a quilt that's almost that same color or matches the line as best as possible. And that piece gets used for one, to fix a mess up, and or I make string quilts. So string quilts are my favorite to make. And I think I'm probably going to do a string quilt series soon. Like, you guys get all the secrets in my episodes at night. I'm thinking about doing a series on string quilts, a start to finish live streaming, making string quilt. And it would be very, very scrappy, but it will also have one color in it that I call the magic color, because it will be the only color in it that's within every block that matches, so that something happens and it creates something. All right, so I'm on the 5, so 15 is my magic number. Cut a 10-inch square. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing that because I have so many strings and I could make more. But I do have a lot of projects and quilt patterns that I design that are coming up soon. Just like my new video. My new video probably will get uploaded on Monday for those that are curious. Because tomorrow is Sunday and I don't want to double video you guys on a Sunday. All right, so here's 2 5-inch squares coming from this. Since I know that this is 10 inches because I had pre-cut that 10 inches. So I'm going to get 2 5-inch squares right here. So here's my 2 5-inch for my 5-inch pile. Don't you guys like how I can magically have lots and lots of pieces? And then this will be a 2.5-inch strip for my strings. So look at that. So I used every single bit of it besides this tiny little smidge. All right. I just don't have a project at the moment, although I'm making a couple of cloth books for a first birthday party next week. And oh, that's fun. I remember when I made, you guys remember when I made a cloth book and I gave it away? And I give away? That was fun. Fun, fun, fun. All right. So see, here I have, let me press it so you can see better. I have lots of, I'll show you right now because that's what happens in this. I'm going to grab everything that's of this color and print. Okay, there's lots of that. And lots more, which probably don't need to press. So I'm going to show you something. Okay, so this is from a quilt back, and I think you guys, I don't have it in here, it's in my other room. I'm pretty sure you remember what quilt this is from. But see, okay, it has a piece which has, it was cut off at the seam line. And then when I have to doodle on the side, okay, when I'm long arming and I have at least 4 inches on both sides, that's where I usually test my tension, and or when I first started out, I put a little practice piece on there to make sure that the design I'm doing is even going to work on the quilt, so I don't have to do no picking. Well, all the pieces that get cut off around that, I always cut that little practice piece out, and there's always little pieces like this left over from around where I had sewn. So some of them even have stitch lines in them, you know, because I was sewing. So all this stuff right here, I don't put in my strings. I actually have this wonderful falling apart bag, which I'm going to end up putting in a box sooner or later, is what I use for, the word is not coming to me. Hold on. Somebody knows the word. Crazy quilt blocks. I think it's called crazy quilt. I just randomly sew pieces together. So this is all those. I just throw them in this. And I've used this to make tons of just like placemat type stuff and dog beds, like put them together and make the squares and or random pieced quilts. I've made like 5, I think, 4, no 5. I've made 5 quilts, and this just keeps building up and building up after it. So this is my pieces that are like, okay, hold on, crumb blocks right here. So here's one that was started and cut off from me doing it. So this is from crumb blocks. So this is my crumb block / crazy block piece, stress relieving cut pile that fell apart because it got ripped. It had a handle, but it ripped. So I'm going to have to put all this in a tub sooner or later because I have a thing for tubs. So yeah, I got more to add to it soon, and I have one for solids. This one's just print, and then I have one for just solids. So that's where all those random pieces go. Everything else gets cut down. Oh, that fell out. I'm definitely what's the word? OCD. Very, 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 very OCD. When it comes to storing and cleaning up and organizing my fabric. I know it seems weird, but yeah, I am definitely very, very, very OCD. Oh, now I get one from there, so let's do 2.5. I'm probably not going to get 2.5 off of the next section. I'm going to get a 2. 2.25. Oh, I can get 2.25. All right, so this will go on my strings. This will get turned into 2.5 inch squares, and now this will be turned into a 5 inch by 5 inch square. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inch square by 5 inch square. I know it's just one, but I really don't care. And this will get turned into 2.5 inch squares. So 2. I'll get 2 out of it. Okay, so there's 2.5 inch squares for my 2.5 inch square tubs, which is overflowing as well. So I just lift the cap off and throw it in there, which you cannot see me doing, but I'm telling you what I'm doing. So I'm not wasting much fabric. All right. Hi, Jim. I remember I'll post them on Facebook. Okay, Christine, I'd like to see it. I really haven't been posting much because I've been secretly working on stuff. So that's why I haven't been posting anything. I think I'm going to turn this into more 5 inch squares and 2.5 inch squares. Let me press it really nicely. So you can tell that this was quilt backing. See, there's still there's still a batting hooked to it. So I'm just going to trim it off, obviously, but let me iron this so it comes out straight when I go to cut it, you know. and then make nice flat cuts. The dog red crazy blocks idea. I recently put some scrap blocks together, but honestly not loving them enough to make a quilt from them. Now I know what to do with them. Thanks. Anyone watch the Quilting Marine crumb block illusion he made for his wife? It's gorgeous. Oh my god, Christine, yes, I watched it. I loved it. Yes, he did a very, very, very amazing job. And if you guys don't know who the Quilting Marine is, for those of you who are new to my channel, the Quilting Marine, he took a break for a while. But he's back now, making videos, not live feeds right now, just making short little videos and posts. But he is a Marine, a vet now. He's not in service. He works a job, but it's his help for depression and anxiety, which is what this is for me. This is to keep me off of drugs, but not like drugs, like morphine and Dilaudid and things like that for MS to help with my pain. I don't need any of that anymore. I haven't in years because of this. So quilting has 100% taken it away. So he uses his for stress and his me time. That is what his quilting is for. And he just made an illusion quilt. If you guys don't know who he is and haven't seen his videos, an illusion quilt for his wife out of crumb blocks, out of what I just showed you, that pile. He has his in a big laundry basket tub and he just sews them together, and he made an illusion quilt out of it, which was an amazing idea. I wish I would have thought of it. So that's very, very awesome of him. Go over there and check him out. Also, Becca's probably here, but not here at the same time. So if Becca's here, Becca is also another YouTuber. So Becca, you guys, if you're new to my channel and watching this later after the video, go over and check out So Becca. She is awesome, does YouTube tutorial videos and learn with her videos. Right now she's doing learning how to free motion quilt. She is teaching herself while you guys are help teaching her. So it's very fun, and I've been joining in on the live with that. And then there's also another quilter I need to shout out to, T Quilts, T with T Quilts. She is amazing. I am always on hers. I just did a block swap, which I did in the Insomniac series. I made the blocks. So if you guys want to check out T Quilts, my block should be here, I don't know, next week or the week after, so that I can put my swapped blocks together, which is going to go in an Insomniac series that I'm going to go ahead and give everybody ideas, because I have the same subscribers as her. I will be giving ideas to everyone on what you can do and how you can set up your blocks in the quilt. So that will definitely be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what else. I'm trying to give out shout outs to my favorites. If you guys feel like shopping online through YouTube, you can go check out So Yeah. They were on tonight. They do Saturday D-stashes. It goes quick. Like Becca always says, set a budget. Because you can spend a lot of money there, but they do $5 a yard, so that's pretty good, especially for batiks. They've been doing batiks lately, and I got, hold on, where did I put it? Oh, I just got this bundle from So Yeah. I want to be able to show you guys. See, I can show what it actually looks like up close, because they don't really show it totally up close. You don't even know what you're shopping for. But so I got this bundle. There's some with some writing on it. So a lot of this is mixed in with stuff. So I'm not sure if it's all the same line. I don't even know what brand it is, because I haven't even opened it to find out who the designer is. If there's any on any of the selvages. I really don't want to open it too much. And there's no selvages in. Oh, let's see what that says. Does it say anything? MS something for quilting. I'll fold this back up. See, they don't tell you what this is. L.J. Smith courtesy MHS licensing for quilting, and I can't tell the rest. So anyway, make sure you set a budget, like Becca always says, because or else you'll end up spending way too much money. because this, I think this was a $25 fat quarter bundle. Not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. And then I also got this bundle from them. I don't know. See, and they hold them up and they don't see, I'm hitting my thing and I'm sorry about that, guys, but they don't really hold it up this close to see. And I think I got this fabric from Becca already, this one in my stash she sent me, and I couldn't figure out what it was, but I might have some of it. It looks like that same droid thing that she gave me, but none of these actually go together. This is just like a random mix of fat quarters. I don't know. Like this one has a girl on it, you know, or the apron or something. And I don't think any of these actually go together. Like there's teacups or coffee cups or whatever. I don't even know what's on that one. I'm just trying to show you what they don't show you. Oh, there's a character of some sort. So, I mean, some of it goes together, some of it don't. I mean, this is just going to be in my stash because I would never make a quilt with all these together. They don't go together. So, but I'll show you. Hold on. Look at this beautiful batik. 5 yards. So it's $25 and you get this. So this is over on So Yeah. Like I said, make sure you set a budget. These are end of bolts, I'm pretty sure, because that's what it looks like. I've already bolted it, but I can't tell the brand because on batiks you don't know what brand they are. But it feels amazing. It feels like a fresh, you know, at least a year old batik, obviously. And then here's another 5 yard. That was a 5 yard bundle. I wish they held things on the camera like this. So this will become backing fabric for something. And I have to thank Teresa because Teresa's actually the one that sent me all this. So, oops. Didn't mean to share. So yeah. This was a gift to me because she knows I'm like obsessed with watching. So yeah, she didn't get the exact thing because they don't hold, you know, stuff up to the camera like this. So you got to be careful, but you know, set yourself budget, get what you want. Not horrible fabric, that's for sure. It's actually good, you know. Let's see. I was thinking crumb blocks. Yes, that's the word I was looking for, crumb blocks. You know, guys, I can't get things out sometimes when I'm thinking. Did anyone watch the quilting? Okay, I saw that. I saw the Quilting Marine one made for stepdad. Aren't they $2 $2 a fat quarter? Yeah, I think the bundle, the big bundle, this size, I think this is a $25 bundle. And the smaller one is probably a $10 bundle. I don't know. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 in here. So yeah, this is probably the $25 bundle. But like I said, it doesn't go together. None of those go together. So those are just like stash fillers. And I think I had there. Is it in here? I don't remember it somewhere. But yeah, they whatever. Check out So Yeah. I promote a lot of channels. So and those other channels I'm hoping do the same for me. I know Becca does, and I know T Quilts does, and yeah. So yeah, has a couple times that I've been on there thanked me for sending them people. And let's see, I'm trying to think right now. I'm trying to think of another channel I like to watch. Oh, Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. They've promoted me, so I've promoted them. I guess it's how it works when you're all YouTuber, you know. So go check them out. She does Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. Laura Lynn does 12-hour live streams. The whole family gets in on it. It's pretty cool. So I did a 5-inch and a 2.5 inch. I'm going to turn this all into 2.5 inch squares. It looks like it cut the edge of everything. Sometimes I have to check because I still see batting, but it's just little pieces that are kind of like clinged on. And then here's a 5-inch. So let's cut all the 5-inch up, and then we'll cut the 2.5-inch up. Let's find this folded side. But yeah, Jim, I'm pretty sure it's like $2 a fat quarter if you put it all together and break the money down. I guess that's not bad. I mean, Walmart's fat quarters are 97 cents. And then there's the other ones, the other brand will. Oh my God, I always got to think of that name. Marcus and no. I'd have to look in some of my fat quarters. I don't feel like digging, but there's a brand that Walmart carries. It's $1.29, I think, a fat quarter or something like that, or $1.49 or whatever. Every once in a while, if you use a coupon at Joann's, you can get fat quarters for super cheap, for like 99 cents. But I'd rather just buy the yardage. I think it's cheaper just to go ahead and buy the yardage. I don't want to spend the extra money just because they cut it, you know, if that makes any sense. And this one got off, so that means that one got off. How did it get off? How did it get off? It didn't. That's weird. Maybe just a hair right there. That's odd. Okay. Sometimes that happens. Maybe it's because I'm talking too much. And I'm not going to put all these right sides together right now. I'll just throw them in like that because usually I'm doing it. I just turn them around and stack them, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to do them like this because I know they all go together. All right, I can get one more out of this. Two more, I mean. Oops, I got to recut that side. Make it nice and straight. It's kind of nice being able to cut with two hands. All right, so 5-inch square stack. So now I don't just have one. Now I have a bunch. And this, if it's an inch, can be a string. It is not an inch, so I don't keep it. All right, time for 2.5s. And I still have this whole stack that needs to be done as well. So you guys get to hang out. And feel free, as the description says, while you're here, ask questions. Ask questions. I like questions. I like when people ask questions because I like to put my brain to work and do my best to answer. So if you have issues or troubles with organizing and you want some secrets or tips and tricks to keeping organized, or you want to know how I do something or so on and so forth, just ask. You know that I'm a very open person and I do my best to answer as best as I can. I don't consider myself a beginner quilter anymore. I'm going on 5 years now. As this year progresses, by December, it'll be 5 full years of quilting. So I consider myself an advanced quilter with OCD. My quilts may not turn out perfect because 90% of my quilts are made for tutorials. So I kind of like rush through things, but I'm definitely doing my best to, because I have to sell them all. And by the way, you guys know my video is there. My quilts are for sale. If you are seeing this video after the fact of recording it, please go over and check out my video of the quilts for sale. I've sold 6. And in the first pinned comment of that video of my quilts for sale, it's called my Quilting Quilts, Today's Quilting Life Quilts D-Stash. They're all for sale. The 6 that are sold, there's in the pinned comment that says what ones have sold. Just email me if you want a quilt. They're all for sale. You just pay shipping and you pay for the quilt, and bam, you get a quilt made by me in one of my tutorials. Unless you missed the tutorial, but you can go back and check it out and see how I even made it once you buy it, you know. I need to sell them. Trust me, I'm desperate right now. Things have not been good. So I need to sell stuff. Oh, here's more I was showing you. So here's a string. It looks straight already. This is not an inch, and this, if I even tried to sew a 1/4 inch, would be nothing. So that's garbage. This looks like it's already a 2.5 inch strip. So I just press that out, and I'm going to throw these in my strings. There's more. It's just sitting here. So here's another one. These will probably be, let's see how much I got on here. Like I said, this is from backing a quilt. This is the stuff that sticks over on the edge. This is why I ask for, when I quilt for people, I ask for extra enough backing fabric to make a whole quilt. So I'm gonna probably get like 4 inches from this. So these would be more 4 inches. And I'm pretty sure you guys remember where this came from, right? This was from my table runner. So I'll show you because it's right here. So here was my table runner that you guys have saw me make. So it has that. That's the leftovers from it, right? So this will end up in something else other than this. So, and these pieces in this table runner are all from my diamond pieced quilt and all the leftovers from the 4 quilts I made from 40 fat quarters. I got a table runner out of it. And all the binding also came from that. So, and I still have more of this binding left. So, I mean, this is why I cut my scraps up. Because this happens right here. I can make so many things from all this stuff and just have fun with it and, you know, do whatever. So yeah, this is why I do this. All right, let's press this and start cutting some more. If I had the shelf in here where I keep all my quilts, but that's in my bedroom, my actual bedroom, I'd be able to show you guys what quilts all this stuff comes from, except for the ones that were customer quilts. And my customers usually, when I quilt something for someone, they usually, because they always ask for me to trim for them because they don't have a place to do it and have that big table out in the garage. When I trim it for them, they usually tell me to keep the leftover fabric. They don't want it back. So unless they want me to bind for them, and some of them have asked me to use backing fabric as binding. So I've done that before. So just letting you know, some of it is, there's a couple things that I have that are pieces from customer quilts. Let's scoot that over just a hair. Trying to make sure every single piece is crossing this line right here. And so far it looks to be really, really close right there. Okay. Nice and straight. Let's check these comments. Ooh, that's not long enough. You recommended so Becca, now I'm a babe. Right, Jim? I recommend all the people I like that I know you guys will like because we are real. We definitely don't have the best video quality. We don't have a ton of subscribers. We are not here for the money. We are here for the enjoyment of the company of not only you guys, but the enjoyment of what we do. The teaching and the learning. I'm still learning too, but I'm kind of going faster in my learning process than some other people, so I'm able to teach it. But we do it because we all have a love for this, and you guys join us. And some people are camera shy out there, so I'm not camera shy. Obviously, I come around in my pajamas, like literally in my pajamas. This was custom made for me too. So I come on here in my pajamas. There's people out there that know so much. They are so smart. And I know there's a lot of you out there, but you're camera shy. So there's me to do this for you, for everybody else. So I'm learning from those of you who type in things that I don't know to teach the rest of you, because can't get in front of a camera and do it themselves. So we do what we love. We all learn together. And that is why I recommend certain people, because we're real and we are willing to learn as we're teaching you, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know how to explain that any better than that. Plus, I'm like silly and I'm like crazy and I'm an insomniac. And there's so many of you out there that are up late. I'm going to do 5 again. I'm going to do 5 inches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't have enough 5-inch squares, you know? You know what I do when I have more than 40 5-inch squares from the same fabric? I got to show you guys this because I have shown you, I think, but let me just show you real quick. If I'm tapping the camera, hold on 2 seconds. Let me move this out of the way so that you can see. All right, I'm going to try to hold the camera up here so you can see something real quick. I got to move my little hanging things from my friend Teresa. They're my Christmas ornaments that I never take down. So let's see if you can see into this dark shelf. See that stack right there? That stack with the blue tape? Every single one of those is from backing fabrics, and there was more than 42 pieces, making those charm square packs. So instead of using a solid when I make a charm square quilt, instead of using a solid, I can use a print as my background. So there's more than 42 in each of those piles. Like that one probably has 80 something in it. I wrote on them. Hold on. I got to take one down so I can show you that I write on them. This is how OCD I am. This one has 43 and I wrote their flowers so that I don't have to peel it back every time to see because it's on cardboard. But I am so OCD. 54 blended cotton cool gray because that was the color. So the color was cool gray. So there's 54 of those. So, I mean, can you imagine? I can use 2 charm packs and throw this in and make something really cool. So this is how OCD. Let me show you one more. So we got 48 and this one I did not write on. So this one is like a blue with flowers in it. So yeah, that's what I do with my charm squares. When I have more than 42 5-inch squares, I stack them like that right there. Goes to show how in that pile here, hold on, it's going to take a second to pick this up. So this is how I do it. I save my charm square and fat quarter. These are from fat quarters and charm packs. You can tell which ones are charm packs because they're usually, the bottom of a charm pack is usually thick like this. The rest of these are like from fat quarters, and I trim these to 5 inches. Well, not these ones, but when I make those other stacks. And then when the stack has more than 40 something, it goes on a cardboard, but this one don't have more than 40. This whole entire tub has less than 40, but they are separated with the cards. I did that on purpose because I was going to go into a bigger tub than this for these because I'm out of room now, but my 5-inch squares are separated like this. None of these have more than 40, but I can still say I needed a red to blend, right? So I will pull the card so that I don't mess anything up. I pull the card and there I have a red. There's not 40 in here, but I mean, there's enough to throw into something if I needed something scrappy. And then if I'm done with it, I just slide it back in here with the card against the fabric so that it keeps them straight. And then on the front side, if you can see in there, they don't fold or anything. That's what the cards are for. So yeah, I lay them on a card and stack them. So I'm, like I said, I'm like super OCD, like really super OCD. So all these are stacked on cards. Like there's only 2 of each of these, so I'll just keep those together. But yeah, like really. It's bad, guys. It's so bad. I keep all my batiks separate. I keep, what else do I do that's really weird? I keep children's prints separate. So anything that has like Winnie the Pooh and Elsa and Curious George, and I'm looking up on the shelf as why. My Little Pony, when there's more Winnie the Pooh. Like I keep all those separate on their own shelf, and then I have brought in any of my Halloween stuff or Christmas stuff. I've showed you guys when I did my garage tour. On an was that an Insomniac series? What I did on an Insomniac series of tour in my garage, I think, my long arm space, and I have tubs and tubs and tubs of scraps that I have not finished doing this with, and then I have Halloween, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving like stuff. You know, I have all that too out there. I have to bring it all in, and once all this is organized, I can make room to organize all that stuff in. Like, okay, here's the thing. While I'm cutting, I'll show you. When I have, I'll turn this around real quick. Oh, that's not enough. Let's just do 2.5. And put that. No. Let's do 3. I don't know how far that's gonna go. Hold on, I'm looking real quick. I don't think I'm gonna get 3.5 right there. I'm gonna try to get 3.5 inches right here. And then I can throw that in my pile in my bedroom. Did I get all of it? I also like to look to make sure I got all of it, and it looks like I did. All right, so I have 3.5 right here. Those are gonna go in my room with this pile. So I do a lot of flannel backing on quilts. Can you see down here? I'm hoping you can. I'll just lift it up here. This is all leftover flannel quilt backing. So I know you guys remember there's one quilt in my for sale quilts that you guys can see that has Olaf on the back. And then this one was a customer's baby quilt. There was the leftovers from that. Like, because I told you they let me keep the leftovers, you know. So all of my flannel scraps, like this was another baby quilt, little dinosaurs. Anything that's flannel goes in this thing. And this is, I've been trying to push down on it, but that's all flannel back leftovers that I'm going to cut down into flannel squares. Because I can. I just have to get it situated. Once I get it situated, I need more tubs. That's my thing. I can't afford them right now, but I need more. Or I need a new shelving system, I think. I think my shelving system is a disaster. Someday, remember I told you guys I want my long arm in the house. Someday it'll be in the house, but did I cut these 5 inches? I don't remember. Yep. Let's do 5-inch squares. I'm having a brain fart while cutting. So, I mean, if you guys are as OCD as me, let me know. Do any of you? I like to answer these. And if you're watching this video after the fact, let me know if you are OCD like me with all this separation of everything and organizing, and not as OCD as color coordination. I don't do that, like I said a little bit ago, but like I just meant with like organizing and how things go and making pre-cuts and or if you're watching this video after and tell me now, for those that hear, do you save all your scraps, or do you toss them or give them to some, do you donate them to people to use, or what do you do with your scraps? Wow, this video is so behind on here. No wonder I'm not seeing comments. Why is that not working right? Are you kidding me? Anyway, let's see. I'll just go back here. Recommended. So okay, now I found some fat quarter in Walmart clearance for 25 cents. I've done that before too, Jim. Let me tell you, but now Walmart, we went there twice now in the last month. There's no fabric at Walmart. No fabric at Walmart. Like there was like 3 bolts on the shelf and it was like the ugly, ugly, ugly nastiness. And then the only other fabric was children's flannel, because nobody wants to put flannel mask on their face right now when it's really, really hot here. So everybody's making them out of cotton. There was no fat quarters, not one. Even all the jelly roll strips, you know, they sell, I don't have it near me. These right here. Walmart sells these as well as Tuesday morning. Walmart's price is $7.99 for these. Tuesday morning is only $3.49. So they sell these. They didn't even have any of these. Walmart was out of everything. Like, are you kidding me? So yeah. But I used to have an app on my phone, on my old phone before I got this phone, and I could scan. Okay, this is a really cool thing that you guys should know. If you shop for Walmart fabric, because I do, and I know some of you do, there's an app. If you scan the barcode of an item, say the bolt, say, hold on, I gotta find a bolt with a Walmart sticker on it so that you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. All right, this has got to be a Walmart one. This is not Walmart fabric. I just reuse the bolts and they give them to me. If you scan the barcode right here, when you're at Walmart with the Walmart scanning app, it will say it says $2.97. The Walmart scanning app will tell you if it's on clearance, because sometimes they leave the clearance items mixed in. And I've gone to Walmart and paid $1.50 a yard sometimes because I used that app and I was scanning all the ones that I liked and I would purchase. And I think I posted a haul once where I was getting things for $1.50 and $1, and some of them even 50 cents a yard. They were last year's and the year before's things. And I mean, this isn't Walmart fabric right here, but what is this one anyway on here? This is Fig Tree and Company by Moda. Anyways, so yeah, like just scan the bolts at Walmart and you'd be surprised. And you can scan the fat quarter also, because sometimes they don't write clearance on it. You can scan the fat quarter and get them for $1, because I've done it many, many, many times. Oops, I hit the camera and I'm very sorry, guys. So let me throw that in there. So there's a little secret for you. I forgot what the app is exactly called. It's like, I think it's just called the Walmart Scan app or something like that. I don't remember, but they have it. Oh, hey T, I was just talking about you. What are you doing awake? So everybody, T is here. We were just talking about T Quilts, and you guys that are new to my channel, go join T Quilts as well. She's awesome. Finishing pineapple blocks. I need to downsize my crafts. We'll have plenty of tubs for fabric. Jill have lacrosse, but needs some of your OCD to rub off. I can get organized. Well, that's what my videos are for, to help. Okay, I was going to show you this. This is a seam from back fabric. I'm just going to go ahead, because this is the salvage anyway. I'm going to cut this exactly at that seam, because this is a 5-inch square. So I'm going to get 2.5-inch strips. So I'm going to pop this off right here on the cut so that I get 2.5-inch squares out of it. So now the seam is gone on that side. Take off the fold of this side, and I'll get 2.5-inch squares out of this. Come on, stay. So now, not only did I get all the 5-inch squares, but I added some more to my 2.5-inch. So there we have more 2.5-inch squares and more 5-inch squares. I'll put those away and then find which tub I put these in. There it is right there. I try to stack them to the front so that I can see every time. And all I lost was my salvage. All right, let's put that back up here. These were 3-inch, right? 3.5. That's what I'm using in my room when I'm hand quilting. Yep, my hand quilting pieces are 3.5. So that's what these are going to be, because I need some more hand quilting colors. It's like I'm using the same stuff over and over again in there. when I'm laying in bed. I just sew and sew and sew. I don't like the thread I'm using though. I think I need some kind of better hand quilting or hand piecing thread. I don't know. I have to try something totally different. 1, 2, 3.5. So I'm lining up 3.5. This one has a seam in it. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out and just put it in my scraps. And I'll answer questions after I cut my squares up. Oops, don't wiggle, don't move. Don't cut until your ruler is straight and held down, by the way. While I was recording my video that you guys will see in Monday or so, by the time I'm done editing it, actually, I slipped the ruler a couple times right before I made my cut. And you can actually see it in the video. And even though it's in fast forward too. And you guys will see it. It went like this. I went to cut and it went. So I'm hoping that that part of the video can be edited out. But I do 100% whole videos for you guys. I like to show start to finish. And there's a reason for that. When I was learning how to piece and quilt, there was no start to finish videos. They show you how to make a block and then they're done. I am 100%, I like the whole entire thing, the whole process. So I chose to be the person on YouTube that shows you how to make a quilt start to finish. And I did that on purpose because some people want to know how to do this, how to do that. So obviously I'm showing it. So this square isn't, I mean, I can cut a 2.5 inch square out of this probably, huh? Let's see, that's 2.5, yeah. I'm gonna just cut a 2.5 inch. I could leave it and put it in my crumb pile, or I can just do what I'm doing now with a 2.5 inch strip. And this I'll just toss because that's just whatever. But this can go on my 2.5. But I like to start to finish, and I'm gonna make a video about this because some people have complained my videos are too long. Well, if they're too long, don't come to my channel. But personally, I want to see the whole process. I want to know not just how to make that block. Because once you make the block, you're like, what do I do next? Well, if it's all in one video, it makes it easier. Say they make one block in the video and then they put 4 more blocks and say, well, this is about how you lay it out. What do you do next? You know, if you're a new quilter, you need to know what to do next. So I'm all about making whole videos. Nothing against anybody who doesn't. I like to show the whole process. So that's my thing. So just letting you guys know, if anybody, you know, because I've had people tell me my videos are too long. Go figure. Let's see. I have some trimmed down like yours off. Cuts that go to childcare centers. Some I don't like go to. Some that I don't like go to a guild that does charity quilts. Now that's a good idea for people you want to cut down all your pieces like this and they're already ready to make quilts with, which is a good idea. Jim went to the store Thursday for the first time in ages. I don't know. We went to Walmart. So far I've been to Walmart twice and a month apart though. But this time we didn't go. We actually just shopped online because we were going to go, but we found what we needed online. We cannot find vitamin C. I take vitamin C every day. And that hasn't been available. So finally we just shopped online. But I've been to Walmart twice now since this whole coronavirus stuff. And I've been to the doctor like probably like 8 times. And I've gone to MRIs, x-rays, and stuff like that since. I also had my biopsy since the coronavirus. So the only time I go out is to be around medical professionals. And I still wear a mask. And I stay away from people because this sucks. Hi, Joyce from Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome. Are you new to my channel? Plus scraps, but haven't cut like you have. Well, you should cut them down. Cut them down. Get them all done. Let's do a different color for a minute. Change it up. Okay, so this one's a strip right here. I think I pressed these and make sure that they're strip size. T, since you joined, Remember this was like almost empty after all the swap blocks? It's full again. Yeah. I'm filling it up again, T. So maybe if you do another scrap swap next year, I'll have a big, huge pile again. All right. So this is obviously going to be a string. And I know some of you think this is probably a pointless step right here. But in all honesty, it is not pointless to press all your fabric before you put it away. Reason, because everything will lay flatter, nicer, and it's already prepared to the way you want it. And it's easier to not have to press it prior to. So if you were to make something with the scraps like this, and this was in a bucket, you have to press it. Why not press it before you put it away? Make sense? So there's a nice tip for you guys. I just steam pressed 90% of this. And so I found this, not only are these are going to go in my strings, but I found this little piece. So obviously what I'll do is bring up my crumb bag and go, and this is probably a 2.5 inch square worth right here. Let's see what I got from here. It's random that it was in there like this. I don't have a big enough one with me. Oh, look at that. I can not get a 2.5 inch square. Let's see. Nicely. Let's trim this. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Almost dropped my ruler on my foot. Have you guys ever dropped a ruler on your foot? Because I have. Let's see if I can lift my foot to show you. I've dropped a ruler and it went bam and it cut me. Yes, it can happen. Let's see, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. Have one random little 2.5 inch square here. I gotta trim it one more time. This is just randomly in there. I don't know why either. I don't know what I was planning on doing with it or something. I don't know. So I could just go in my thingamabobber. Yes, I do spend the time to do that because I'm weird. One little random piece. All right. Ones that you showed, I found Walmart for $2 before this all started. Good to know. Thanks for sharing. I went to Walmart yesterday and the fabric area was empty. Yeah, it's been empty for a while. Hi, Jill. I'm a visual learner, so your start to finishes are awesome. That's good. Yes, they do grow fast. Like here we go right now because see, these are already strings. Personally, I don't like my strings to be messy. So I do prep and cut my strings like this. So I just trim off like the randomest, smallest amount, and then I use this edge to the closest number that it lands on. So this is 1, 2, and 4, 5, 8. Looks like the closest number. No, yes, no. We're just gonna do 2.5 because that looks easier. 2.5 right there. 2.5 all the way down. I don't know, for some reason I have this like irky thing when they're not straight, so my strings get straightened. I don't know. So I guess that's the OCD in me. This side's already straight, so all I need to do is straighten this funky side right here. And that's almost 2 inches. Oh, it is 2 inches. Good. Look at that. And then here's one right here. That side looks straight enough. Quarter, 2 1/4, 2 1/4. And there was enough to get 2 1/4 from that one. So these are how I do mine. I don't know. I just get whatever size I can from them, and I like to have them nice and straight. OCD, man. I have so much OCD I gotta show you this. Hold on. Where's that? I just got this little drawer thing. My OCD is so bad. You guys remember my churn dash quilt, right? It's for sale, by the way. If you go look at my video of my de-stash selling my quilts, if any of you are interested, it's queen size and it's for sale. So here is the leftovers from that. I'm so OCD that I keep the pieces from every quilt together because the churn dash quilt made 2 other quilts. So there's leftover pieces. And then it had also border fabric from the 2 extra quilts I made. And it had a little bit of yardage left over and so on. So all this combined right here, this whole pile of scraps, because it all goes together from the, let me see if I can pull this churn dash block out by itself. Can you see that churn dash block? I love the churn dash block. So all these leftover churn dash pieces from that big huge quilt that I made, that's a queen, and it's really awesome, is going to make something specific just out of that stuff. Why? Because that's just how weird I am. I have to have it together, and that's going to make something. And then, what else? It's not in this. It's in another one. I have tubs all over the room from leftover quilt parts and pieces. Like, this is going to be odd to you guys, but you know I do a lot of, there's a word for it. Hold on, I can't think. My brain doesn't work like you guys's. Remember the Spider-Man quilt I did? What is it called? There's a word for it. Not collage. Oh my goodness. You guys remember the Spider-Man quilt I did? Lots and lots of squares all put together in different color orders to create a Spider-Man, but it was made out of 1.5 inch squares. There's a word. Oh. Whatever, it's fucking, oops, sorry. It's blocks. I saved those, the little 1.5 inch squares, so that I can make something else with them. They're all here, and any more 1.5 inch squares from any more of those things. Why can't I think of what it's called? Whatever. I saved those separately. I have, I did a big, huge, whatchamacallit, what is it called? Quilt. I did it, I can't think of the things, but here's all the pieces to another quilt. I know these seem very, very small. Less than 1 inch. They are actually 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to be using these and all their little itty bitty pieces, and I have everything cut and ready to make something with sitting in here. And then the bag has 2 more projects that those are all leftovers from something else. I try to keep them in order because, like that table runner I just showed you, you know, if I keep it together, it's easier for me to find that project and work it. It's not mosaic. It's like mosaic. Oh, I wish CJ was up so I can ask him because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He probably is up playing video games. There's a word for it. Trust me, I know it. I just can't get it off the tip of my tongue. I've done a few of them on my channel. Whatever. Anyway. This got the whole piece. No, it did not. There's a clip in that. Let's see where it ended up. Oh, it looks straight to me. Weird. I turn it around. Let's see how much I can get from it. Oh, I can get more. I can get more. No, I cannot get 4 inches. Can I get 4 inches? Nope. We're going to get 3.5, and they're going to go in my hand sewing pile. All right, all that's junk. And see, now I'm gonna Google this. I'm gonna look at my channel. Hold on. We're gonna see right now. I'm lost now. I really need to know what I'm talking about here. Videos. Hold on, we'll get it right now. It's back here, my Spider-Man quilt. Why can't I think of what it's called? It's so weird. It was way before this, way before that. There's a word for it. It's somewhere in here, and I am gonna find it. I've now become crazy while on the live stream. I have over 300 videos, guys. I'm not going to find it. Let's see. The petites are outrageous. LOL. So, Sugar Dew makes what you are trying to think of. It's bugging me too. Yes, I know. I did the Minecraft ones. They're kind of like what I'm... Oh, why can't I think of it? There's a word. There's a word. It's in here. It's in my videos. Disappearing, square, square. How do I search my own Spider-Man quilt? Let's see. Oh my god, it comes up with all my patterns. Yes, that's not gonna work. How do you search your own videos? I don't know how to do that. Why can't the word come to me on its own? Oh well, I'm done. I can't think about it no more. You guys are just, it's just messing with my brain. That's the word, pixelated. The whole entire time. Pixel quilts. I've made so many pixel quilts. And I couldn't get the word out. My brain is not working. Oh my god. All that because I couldn't think of something. I've done pixelated quilts and I save all the little squares so that I can make more pixelated quilts. Oh, yes, yes. Thanks, Jim. Oh my god. I would have been searching my YouTube forever, ruining this video just to figure out a word. Goodness, I have issues. Well, I don't know why I couldn't think of the word pixelated. Mosaic was close. My brain was thinking, you know, because mosaic's like a tile and tile is like pixelated. But I couldn't get the word out. Now I know it. Now I'm going to forget it in 5 minutes. Oh, that's funny. All right, so now I think I'm cutting 3.5-inch squares. I don't remember now. 1, 2, 3.5. Yes. All right, 3.5 is for my room for my hand sewing pile, which are in my bedroom. I wish I could show you guys it all, but it's in my room and I'm not going to go grab it because everyone's asleep. Yes, thanks, Jim. I think my mind is messed up. I blame the medications and all this crap that's wrong with me. Like I do it every day. Scott says I watched a movie. He goes, we watched that movie already, like last week. And I'm like, we didn't. I don't remember it. As soon as it's on, plays for the first 5 minutes. I just saw this. I don't want to watch this. That's how bad it's getting. It's not my fault either. I can't help it. I'm going to stack these. See, this is how I normally do it. I take my time to put them all facing up. I don't really care which way they turn as long as they're all facing the same direction. So I can pull from them as I like. So this is what I usually do. And that's going to go in my room. All right, next piece. I don't feel like doing solid. All right, so here's something. What do you do when you have pieces that look like this? Very odd scraps, right? What do you do with them? First of all, you press them. And then you cut what you can from them. So, for the life of me, Pink Panther, that's what it is. I was almost going to say something totally different. So let's see what we can get from Pink Panther. I'm going to put the salvages on the side. It's easy to find, like this. So I can cut those first. And I'm thinking I could probably get a 5-inch square right here. And then maybe a 2.5 or something afterwards. Let's see. The rest of it will go into my crumb block pile. So that one is garbage. And then we'll cut this selvage off right here. No, that one wasn't very straight, but oh well. So let's cut this end first. Let's see, I had to help Tiffany. Why don't you cut the strips into squares? You call them strings. What do you mean strips into squares? Like these right here? Like when I cut big strips off of backing fabric, you mean? Like why don't I cut these into squares is what you're saying? Or why don't I cut my strings into squares? I had to remember that that was a 3-inch, I think. Call them strings. I have a string pile. I think I showed you. And then I have my, okay, that guy's ready for a 5-inch square. So I'm going to line up that 5-inch right here, right there. I'm going to have a 5-inch square off of this Pink Panther. So I'm going to cut right here, pull that away. I'm going to cut this top, pull that away. So I have a 5-inch square. What do I do with the rest? Let's see what I can get from it. Let's do another 5-inch off of this one though, real quick. Yes, your strings. You call them strings. I make like the strips I cut off. I make the strings, which go into here. Sometimes I have 2.5-inch strips in here, like this. This is probably, let's see, right now. Yep, 2.5 exactly. So sometimes I have 2.5-inch strips in here. But like I was saying earlier, I can dig through this pile, say I needed something specific for a fill, or I mess up a block or blah, 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 and I need to throw something in that 100% matches as best as possible, and no one would ever know because it's a big quilt or it's a mess up or whatever. My strings here will help with that. I don't put these into my 2.5-inch strip pile because I do have a 2.5-inch strip pile because these are not salvage to salvage. I don't want to dig the tub out, you guys, but my salvage to salvage look like this. So this is a whole entire strip salvage to salvage. I put those separate into a big, huge, huge tub because I like to make jelly roll quilts. And you know what? I think I'll pull it out so you can see, because some of you have never seen it. Let me cut this square first, and then I'll pull it out. I gotta move my other husband out of the way just a little. What it looks like to have a long arm sitting on the floor of my room. Can't use it. So sad. Oh well. Sorry, I'm cleaning up under here where I go. Okay, let me cut this real quick. A nice straight line from that straight line. We're gonna get a 5-inch square off of this one. Oh no, we're not. Oh man, see? Huh. Can you see how close that is? It's literally 1/4 of an inch right here missing. So now I'm going to go to the next one. What do I have? Let's see, 4.5-inch squares. Let's do 4.5. So there's 4.5 there, 4.5 there. Oops, stay. And I will get, actually I want more of him in it. So we're going to pull 4.5 this way, and I'm going to cut it a little. That way I can have Mr. Pink Panther like right there. One, 2, 3, 4. There's my half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's cut off that side to the half right here. So I'm gonna put this in my 4.5-inch square box, just all by its lonesome. Why? Because you never know when I need Pink Panther. So here's a 5. And here is a 4.5, which is buried under that tub. Just throw that in there, all by its lonesome. All right, I'm going to show you guys this. It's going to take a second to pull it out, but I'm going to show you. So these obviously will go in my crumbs. And these will probably go in my crumbs too, but let me show you. All right, here we go. Let's see if I can get this past the long arm. Nope, hold on. It's a good thing the long arm is on wheels. All my plugs are coming out though. Dang it. That's not supposed to happen. All right. I don't know if I can pick this up. Oh, maybe I can. I'm in a mood. Ready? Have you guys ever seen, for those of you who are new to my channel, have you ever seen this many jelly roll strips? Like, seriously, I did a giveaway on guess how many are in here. I did. We counted every single one that was in here. It took a long time to count them, but we did a giveaway on guessing how many are in here. And the box smells great. It smells like a lavender starch. Some of these pieces were starched, but yeah, that's how many jelly rolls I have. So jelly roll strips. I'm obsessed with 2.5-inch strips. So if you pull it out, it's not in any color order, as you can see. They're random. So, and some of them, so there's like, say, right here, there's 7 strips. That can be binding. Polka dots. Polka dots make great binding, you know. Here's more polka dots, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of these. It's binding for a big quilt. I mean, you never know when you need it. I've already got it done. and made and ready to go. So, I mean, you guys can do this with your stuff if you have enough tubs. This was a Christmas package. We don't do Christmas trees or anything anymore, so we got rid of all that, and I ended up with the tub in here. Look at this. Stripes. Stripes make great binding. I have tons of stripe ones. See? They make amazing bindings, and these are only salvage to salvage. That's all I put in here. So I think I put these in order of stripes and stuff of some sort of order. I can't tell now. Yeah, because these are like plaid prints. Here's, yeah, these are, I put these in order of like what they are, stripes and plaids. I think I made it easier on myself to find something. I think this is the only tub that's actually organized, because over here we have solids. I have 3 rows of solids in here. Some really pretty colors. So yeah, I can put something together, make my own jelly rolls, which I have a ton of too, but I have plenty of room for more. See? All right, where did I put my lid? I know, I have a lot, right? This is OCD, I think, like severely. It's not my fault. Give me a second to take this down though. Have you ever picked up 800 and I just put 3 more in here, so it'd be like 888. 888. There's 888 in here now. That's a lot of jelly roll strips. 1, 2, 3. Oh, frick. There we go. And it slides underneath my shelf perfectly. Bam, just like that. There we go. That's all put away. And hold on. And my other husband just sits there all alone on the floor. I'm so sad. I really seriously, can I tell you guys my idea? And you can tell me if I'm crazy. Here, okay? Just tell me if I'm crazy. Don't mind the kids' bed, because that's a fold-out bed for the babies. I want your honest opinions here. This is just a talking episode of Insomniac series. Okay, this is too heavy for me to pick up, but I can roll it. Right? Okay, so here's my long arm, right? Let's make sure you can see it directly on, right? Okay, so you guys have seen long arms in the store, right? When you go to a quilt shop and they sell long arms, especially like Handy Quilter, and they have ones that are like this. Get rid of the handlebars, okay? Pretend those aren't there. And they have a table around them, and they sit up kind of like Becca. Becca has a table around hers, and it's considered a mid-arm. Imagine this. This is my idea. Here is my ruler base. I don't know if you can really see it very well on camera. Oh, you can, good. This is my ruler base. My idea, and I don't know if someone can make this for me, to be able to use this in the house as a long arm, I was thinking, you know, like a sit down mid arm, is having a ruler base made out of this plexi, stick out a lot more in the front, have it go along. Hold on, gotta tie up that thread so I don't mess up my tension. Have it go along the whole back of this machine, the plexi, come out like, I don't know, 20 inches this way and 20 inches that way. But this whole thing has divots, so it slides in. And then have underneath the plexi little holder, like dowels to hold it up, right? So it'd have dowels over here, making it a big flat tray, and it would all be equal because this is a ruler base, so it has to be equal because it's used as a long arm. The only thing I would be doing is taking this off, you know, stay, but this part would come off because I don't need this to sit down to quilt, and I have an option to have the machine run, so all I need is a pedal, which we're working on. I'm talking with the quilt shop and the company about getting a pedal for this. They're not sure because this is Handy Quilter's. It's Handy Quilter machine, just called something else. Just put it that way. But it's a King Quilter if anybody's curious. My idea to have a base made so that way when I'm inside, you know, 5 months during the summer. I'm in the house. I can put this on the table and stop it from rolling around and just take my custom big, huge base with dowel holders, slide it on, and I would have a table and I can just do the manual to stitch free motion while I'm in the house. Does that sound like it would work? I think so. So I'm curious if someone could make me an acrylic table to be able to do that so that I can long arm or mid arm sit down quilt in house. I don't know the difference because it is a long arm. It would be just, quilting in the house, sit down, because I can't put the frame in here. So this is my only other option, is to come up with an idea. Scott likes my idea, but we're not sure if it'll work. So out of curiosity, I just wanted to see what you guys would think. I think it would work, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me tip you back up. Bring you back over here to the table. There. Take it a little bit further down. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Healthy obsession. Yeah, it would too, but it would have to be a smooth surface. Use router to cut. See, all I would need is, like router, we would have to draw the base. Obviously I need something to put it on too, like a table. I need to I have another one of these tables. I would have to shorten the legs of it maybe, and then put it on that and make it to where my rollers don't roll, anywhere, but I don't want to have to take them off because I don't want it to sit flat. It has like a base thing, but I don't want to mess with all that kind of stuff because I want to be able to just take the little tray off and put it back in the garage, back on the frame when I can quilt out there. I mean, let's see. I made one for my So Easy using sample flooring. See, that's what I had when I had my old desk. I don't know if you remember, T, but my old desk from when I used to do the videos in my garage, I had a desk with the cutout, and we used plywood underneath it and made this thing, which is what we're supposed to be doing with my Juki here, but Justin's a trucker, so he doesn't really have the time to focus right now on making a table for me because he's been driving a lot. He's essentially an essential worker for delivering everything for everybody else in the country, so he's not been home in a long time. Should work. I know I've seen tons of stuff laser cut on acrylic. Yeah, I'm thinking it would be cheaper too. The table is $2,500. Scott said no. I already told you guys this earlier. He said no. So if I can get the acrylic, the dowels would be easy to screw in. You know what I mean? And I have just based on the ruler base itself, I have the shape of how it's supposed to be cut anyway. And I have the shape of how those little lips are supposed to hook in, to hold it down. I mean, and then all I have to do is just use the buttons to turn the machine off and on if I can't get a pedal, So I'm trying to figure it out. I will figure that out. Back to more cutting. Why? Because my iron turned itself off again. All right, while that warms up, we'll lay this piece right here. Take this piece out too. Look at this one. Bears, wolves, and deer. Oh, they're upside down. I wanted you to see it right side up, and I'm looking at it from the back side, not realizing that this is a directional fabric. This is all that's left of it, though. Isn't that cool? I like it. I'm not one for browns, but I like wolves. I have a wolf tattooed on me. Come on now. Deer's cool, and bears are awesome. Anyway, let's finish this Pink Panther. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with that. I think I'm just going to put this in my pile of crumbs. It's oddly shaped. Do you know someone with a CNC machine? Is that the one where it's a table and it has a big thing that comes up and it has a blade that goes up and down like this? And it's all completely open and it goes into a circle, kind of like a sewing machine, and then they just run whatever through it. Is that what you're talking about? And There's one that also has water running, that has a little blade that runs water and you cut. I think I know what you're talking about though. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I gotta check my battery. I've been on for a while, haven't I? Can't tell. Oh, my phone's gonna die, guys. Look at me rambling on. All right, we're gonna bring you closer to me. Hang out with me. As close as we can get it. Right here. There we go. Close enough. Let's just talk for a minute while my phone is on the charger. And I can still cut a little and you can still see me. Like this. I made this like little funky setup. It's a really funky setup right now. Yes, uses a drill bit. Ah, okay. I know something like that. I'm not a guy. I don't know guy stuff. I know how to use a drill, and I know how to use a saw because I've used it many times. That's how we did this, me and Justin, which I told him just recently that we are going to make one for my rulers because I've seen these a lot, and all I have to do is go get some wood, and then instead of doing them at this angle like this, I just have to put them on 4x4s like this and put the angles in like this, and I can hang it on the wall, you know, and have the rulers and paint it a really pretty color so that I can have my rulers on the wall. So that's my next project when Justin comes to visit. Alrighty. Let's see. Anybody else got anything to say while I'm going to press this piece and cut some more real quick? I know you can't see the whole room now, but if I move the camera, you won't see nothing because it's on the charger, and I don't know how to make the charger cord longer. Ah, yes I do. Hold on, I can put you guys back in their same position now. This is a weird Insomniac episode, huh? There we go. Wow, I have 39 of you guys here. That's awesome. Thanks for hanging out. How long have I been on? 2 hours and 8 minutes. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I can be live all night long. Technically, if you think about it, I've been on live stream for 2 days straight. Because my time changed since I've been on. All right, here's my next piece. Oh wait, let's get this one finished and ready, so I can just cut them both. All right. Since you guys are here, this is how much I have. I want an opinion. What should I cut them? You tell me. Floral, what size should I be cutting all those? I can cut them into 2.5-inch squares, 3.5-inch squares, 4.5-inch squares, 4-inch squares. I can get a couple 5-inch squares. I can get one 10-inch square and a couple other squares. Floral. What do you guys think? Then I have this right here. My bears, wolves, and deer or elk. I think that's more like an elk. I think it's elk. Either way. What size should these ones be cut? I want to see if you guys can tell me what to do. Christine, Steve, and I just enjoyed dinner together. Made Alaska. First time, yellow. What's Okay, I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly because I know you live in another country, Christine. You're in the UK. So is it Laksa? Laksa? Is it Laksa? Laksa? I know you guys can't speak back to me. That makes it hard for me to pronounce it. 10 on floral and 5 on the other. So just one 10-inch square from this floral and 5-inch squares on the bear. I was thinking 5-inch squares on the bears too. While you guys are putting some comments in there, I'm going to press the next one. This one's like a fat quarter worth. This might be a whole fat quarter. This is, I'm gonna lay this on here real quick because I think this is like a fat quarter's worth. Nope, it's 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it's not even a full fat quarter, it's 17 by 21 instead of 18 by 22. So this is gonna get cut up into something as well. Deer and bear, not smaller than 5 inches. Yeah, I was thinking 5 inches. I think that's a small. I can get 2 5-inch strips from here, and then a scrap piece, I'm pretty sure, because there is, without the selvage, there's 12 inches available. So yeah, I can get 2 5-inch strips of, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I can get 3 5-inch squares in full. So I'll get 6 5-inch squares from that in full total. It's a Malaysian curry soup, coconut milk, chicken, veg noodles. Interesting. Is curry spicy? I thought curry is a spicy thing. I don't eat spicy, but I kind of know what some things are. All right, we're going to go with Jill's 10-inch on here and whatever else we can get from it. So I'm going to start from the selvage on this one. I'll get a 10-inch square and whatever else will be whatever else from it, because that's what I got. Let's do strings on the rest. Why did I just do that? I have no idea. Hold on. I just cut a 5 accidentally because I was not thinking. I was thinking of cutting the selvage. That's how bad it is right now. All right, let's line this up for a 10-inch. There we go. It's plenty. Plenty. Right there. I get 1 10-inch square right here, and I'm going to get 2 5s out of that because I accidentally did not do the selvage. I cut it to 5. Don't know what I was thinking there. See, this is why you guys are supposed to measure twice, cut once. Instead, look twice, measure twice, cut once. How about that? All right, let's go to the 10. There. All right, so that could be a string. So this is a 10-inch square. Did I cut that side already? Yes, I did. Okay, so I got 1 10-inch square. Put that in my tub. My randomness, and then I got, let's see, 1 1.5-inch strip from that for my strings, and then I'll get 2 5-inch squares. Look at that. All that from that one piece. If you just plan it correctly, you can do a lot with your scraps. Somebody said something about saving salvages earlier. It's also, I don't save salvages. I don't see no point in it, honestly. But I actually have an idea for something. And T, if you're still here, I'm going to talk about it with you later because I think it's a really neat idea. And I think maybe because we're both into scrap quilts that we should definitely try it together. But I'll talk with you about that separately. I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm just going to leave everyone curious on that one. But I had this like strange, really strange, but awesome idea. And I think it would work out like super cool. So I'll tell you about it later because I don't mind sharing my ideas with fellow string quilters for scraps or my fellow YouTubers. All right, so 2 5-inch squares, and the last one is 1 3/4 inch by 5-inch strip. And look at that. I used it all. So this will go in my 5-inch square bin. All right. symbols. That goes in the strings. All right, what did we come up with 5-inch squares for this guy? Because, yeah, I don't think it should be anything less than 5-inch squares. This isn't too spicy, just a light kick. Curry can be as spicy as you choose. I love all the flavors involved and don't always add chilies. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I don't eat anything spicy or like, I don't eat much like Asian foods and, what are the other kind of foods? There's Mexican foods. There's a lot of different foods that I don't eat that are spicy. My daughter eats like these weird, Alexa eats these weird like spicy roll things. They're like, they look like sushi rolls, but they're not sushi. It's something else. And it's like the spiciest stuff ever. Why is that not lining up? Right there. Right there. I want the whole salvage gone, but I don't want to waste any of the fabric. What was I saying? Anyways, yeah, they eat, my kids eat spicy stuff, and I'm like, how do you do it? I can't do it. All right, 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to make sure that that's the 5 mark because this ruler is weird. Two-sided rulers are definitely a little on the odd side, but I guess once you get used to it, it's okay. All right, let's go 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Especially since I already made a miscut on that other one. And look at that. I'm going to end with like a 2-inch strip. Watch, just like I said. Not 2, yep, 2 inch exactly, because I can't get 2 1/4. I thought I can get 2 1/4, but one side is not the same. So this will go into my strings. All right. So here's for my strings, just a 2-inch strip on my string thing, and these are going to be turned and cut into 5-inch. There's a YouTuber, Darlene, that uses it, sells out, tons of stuff. Yeah, I know Darlene Mashad. Yeah, I know. I watch her videos too. She's a little out there. Nothing like that. I mean, she just like when it comes to the way she makes things, it's kind of cool. I don't know how to say it right without sounding, I don't want to sound rude or bad, I guess. She's crazy like me. She's crazy like we all are crazy. All right. I had to make sure I cut this because at the end of this one, it had like a little 45-degree angle, and it also has it down here like a little notch. So I'm losing just a little bit extra that I could probably get 3 5-inch squares from this. Actually 1, 2. I said 6. We'll see. 3, 4. I might get 8. Ooh, let's see. 5, 6. Oh, are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? 7, 8. And you know what? Okay, I don't know how well you can tell. I'm gonna hold this up to the camera because it's against the other piece. You see that corner? Let's get it to focus. Focus. Okay, that's the front piece. So see how it's missing just a smidge of the corner? Like literally. That'll fit in a seam allowance. I'm going to put that in my squares anyway. I'm not going to cut that up anymore. Why? Because it's pretty fabric. And that little piece will fit into a seam allowance. So that will go into my squares. Look at that. So I got 8 5-inch squares from this. That's pretty darn awesome. Look at that. So cool. All right. Put that down in my thingamabob. All right. Next is this one. All right. What do you guys think for this one? It's a blue and white floral. Actually, it's not really white. It's more like an off-white. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking more 4-inch squares, honestly. My 4-inch square bin is starting to get lonely again. I can't spell tonight. I know what you mean, whether you spell good or not. When I first started making, I used about 1/4 teaspoon of chili. Now, after using more of Mom making, if I Can't breathe while I'm trying off. I know that it's going to be scorching. Even number. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do 4. Let's see how wide it was. 17, right? Ah, shit. I wouldn't be. Sorry. Bad word. Shoot. If it was at 18, it would be perfect because then it'd be an even number. 16. 16 is even. We'll do to 16. Yeah. Never mind. There is an even number to get strips of 4 inches. All right. Let's line this up on a line. We're going to cut all this into 4-inch strips. I mean 4-inch squares for my 4-inch pile. All that's crossing the line. Blah, blah, blah. Start here. Let's make sure I don't screw up again and cut the wrong side. Okay, 4 inches. Here we go. I had my radio on earlier. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but I can hear it because this microphone blocks out that sound. But I had to move. Oh, I had to move my charger. Can you see that? See what I just did here? I veered off. See if I put this straight right here. Because I'm talking and cutting at the same time. Typically, I don't recommend that because I usually do okay, but I think it's because I was talking about something and then now I forgot what I was just talking about. I should still have enough to be able to get the whole 4 cuts that I wanted, even with that little boo-boo I just made. What was I saying? I was saying something just now and I forgot. OCD, you got even number of deer blocks, LOL. Oh yeah, 8 of them. I like even numbers too because if I need 8 blocks for something, I have them. Okay, that one was straight. I don't know why I went crooked on that last one. That was weird. It's like my brain saw sideways or something. I was just talking though for a second. So if this isn't bigger than 1 inch, I'm not going to save it. And some of it's 1 inch, some of it is not. I'm going to go ahead and toss it. And when I say toss it, I'm really not tossing it. I'm making a big, huge pile. For those that are curious, I'm going to show you this because some people are curious and oh my God, I have a disaster down there. Okay, see this tub? This gets filled once every about 3 months. It takes to fill a whole entire bin of my cutoffs. So I don't actually throw these away. You'd be surprised. I know there's the bazillion salvages. People say save salvages. Well, I do have them. These get actually subcut. Like I'll take a whole pile of them, put them right here, and I'll just run the rotary cutter back and forth until it's little pieces, and then I fill pillows and stuff with them. So, and I add it with stuffing. I don't just put it by itself because then it's kind of like feels weird. So I put stuffing with it too. But yeah, I do these and I have about 15 bags, maybe 15 or 16 bags of this in the garage. And I haven't been doing the dog bed because our shelter here in town, our local animal shelter, does not take the dog beds anymore. They don't take the stuffed dog beds. So now I'm like, what do I make with it? So I can make beds and sell them, I think, maybe. But I don't know if stuffed dog beds would be a market for anything, you know. All right, let's stack these all on top of each other now. Get these cut up. 4-inch strips into 4-inch squares. Bam. All right. Notice I'm not even on a line. What I'm going to do when I'm just laying these out is I line these lines at the top and bottom of my strip. And as long as those are straight, then I know that my first cut right here is evening all those up and they're nice and straight. So now I'm going to cut 4 inches and make a big pile for my 4-inch tub. And now I have 1, I have 3 empty tubs now for other sizes. Like maybe I could put half square triangles in one. Pre-cut half square triangles. How cool would that be? No, I'm really not. I'm really not that OCD in having pieces, but it would be nice, I guess. Because then I can make stuff. Or pre-cut Dresden blades. Now that's a good one. I could do that. All right, these pieces are big enough for. They're 1 inch. Actually, they're 1 1/8. I'm gonna throw these in with my strings, even though they're only 4 inches long, because these can be added to build with my string piecing. So those will just go in my strings, and the rest of this can go in my 4-inch tub. How many of you are annoyed of me yet with my issues of OCD and chopping all my fabric up? Am I boring you with this video? You can leave a comment after the video is over and let me know if I bore you. I like to know what excites people and what doesn't when it comes to me making my videos. All right, next. Next is this wonderful kitty cats. I could have swore. Remember when I made Thumper's blanket, my cat Thumper? Remember when I made his quilt? And I made it and I free motion quilted it and everything. It was made from the scraps of 3 cat quilts that I gave away. It was all cat fabric. And then I was randomly cleaning up a mess. And remember I said I have Christmas, holiday, I have holiday fabric and stuff. This cat fabric was in there. I was like, oh, I made all those quilts with all that cat fabric, thinking I got rid of all my cat fabric finally and used the scraps up on Thumper's quilt. Nope. I still had one. So this is next. But I could have swore I used it all. I might have a fat quarter's worth here. This might be a good one. So you guys can see how the fat quarters get cut and folded. Alright, I'm going to show you guys. This is enough for a fat quarter. So I'm going to cut a fat quarter out first, and whatever's left I'll do something else with. So this has the selvage right here at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is fold it in half real quick. And there's kind of like a half fold thing on here already, but I want it nicely folded in half. About right there. I'm going to slide this over to where everything is crossing my start line. Like this. Because I make my own fat quarters. And my own fat quarters are usually like 18 1/4 or more by 22 1/4 or more. I make mine a little bit bigger when I make my own, because sometimes fat quarters, when you buy them at the store, you know how they're kind of wonky? Well, my fat quarters aren't, because I made them a little bit bigger so they can't get wonky, and it makes up for the wonkiness of the other ones when I mix them with other fat quarters. So here's a fat quarter cut. So this, you guys haven't seen this yet. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to cut this off right here. So I don't need that. I'm going to come over to 18, and then I'm going to come about 1/4 over. I'm not really going further than 1/4, or at least no more than half, no less than 1/4 when I do my fat quarters. So I'm going to come over to 18. So this is what I'm going to have left, right? The next thing I do is, since this is the selvage edge, I fling it out, and I start it on the opposite side of the table. Let's move that out of the way real quick. That way I can have a straight line right there, run it along my straight line that I have cut right here, and it's up there, and I let the selvage hang over, so it's like on the board and you guys can't see it. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 22 1/4. I'm blocking the camera right here. So wherever my 22 line is, aha, there we go. 22 1/4. That way I have that quarter. Okay. So I have a little bit more than an inch, but what I'm going to do is chop off this tiny little end right here and chop off this end right here. And these are going to go over in my, my one bin. So I'm going to show you how I do this. That way you guys know. All right. I'm going to see if I can't take the camera over there to show you. We're going to carefully do this without dropping you. If it's loud, I'm sorry, but I want to show you this. Making my own fat quarter. Okay, so now I have my 18 by 22 inch piece. My selvage is up there right now. I'm going to make sure one more time that it's nice and pressed with steam, even though I think I'm out of water for steam. There we go. Come on, steam. I always go up and down or side to side with the grain. I never go like this. I go side to side or up and down. And I know you're wiggling, and I'm very sorry for that. Hold on, let's add some water to this. That way I can have steam when I go to show you how to fold this. Yes, it is wild. It's cute too. Like, I thought I used all my cat fabric though. I literally had like, I don't know, probably like 80 different cat fabrics. Not that I was obsessed with cats or anything. It was because I had it donated to me by someone who was obsessed with cats, and I already had cat fabric, so I decided to use all of it. Here we go. That's the steam I'm looking for. All right, this is what I do. Turn it the opposite way. I fold it towards me. I line it up like this. Right here, right here, right there. And then I steam press this. I know that seems dumb to do, but this is how I put mine away. Then I fold it again, like that, on top of itself. So my selvage is still on this side right here. Then I flip the whole thing over, so now my selvage is on the bottom. So if I wanted to read it, I really can't. Then I go in half, like this, and then I press it. This is how I store mine, so just letting you guys know. Then I fold this up like that, and I press it so it stays down. And then one more fold up like this, and one last pile of steam. Sorry for the wiggling. So this is how I store my fat quarters. And I'm going to open my fat quarter drawer so you can see, because I don't have any room in any of my other fat quarter areas. So here is the fat quarter drawer. So see how I press my fat quarters? So that way it fits perfectly in the drawer. See? So now it's in there, right there in the front. So, and I have plenty of room. It fits the height of my drawer. That's why I press them a certain way. So yeah, there's my extra fat quarter drawer. They're kind of like scattered all over the whole room, honestly. All right. I'm going to carefully tip you guys back. I'm sorry for all the camera movement tonight. I wasn't expecting to have to deal with my camera mount thing like this because I broke the other one, which is not my fault. They're cheap holders. I need kind of something to not be cheapy. All right, so we still have this left, and it looks like I have enough to make 3.5 inch squares. Please be 3.5. Oh, I'm gonna make some 3.5s for my hand quilt because I want some in my hand quilt that I'm doing in my bedroom. Look at that! I can have some kitty cats in my hand quilting quilt. All right. Oh, hey, you guys want to know another positive about me being on forever and a day like this? Some of you might not think that this is an accomplishment. When I'm on for hours like this, even though I'm like hurting bad and I'm pushing myself too much, there's one thing that it is doing. I'm not out back having a cigarette. It's keeping me from smoking. The longer I stay in here and do things and quilt and do stuff, which is what some people don't understand. A lot of my family don't understand why I hang out in here all the time. It's because this keeps me from smoking. That is why I'm in here all the time. and I can go hours. So a positive thing about a lot of my YouTube videos being really long is it keeps me from going out and having a cigarette, which is bad for me, but my doctor does not suggest 100% quitting because it can cause problems with my lung right now because it's already messed up. I'm compromised, but I smoke less. So you guys are 100% helping me in my very, very long process it's taking to actually quit smoking. But it will happen. Oh my gosh, I get one left. Oh, look at that. I actually had enough to make the whole cut with a tiny little piece. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to add 7 little kitty cats to my hand sewing quilt in the bedroom. All right, next. Oh, I still have more kitty cat left. This guy I think I'll just throw in my crumbs. And this one I think I'm going to strip out because it's already kind of like strippy. Yeah, normally, like when I'm not live, well, I haven't been live a lot lately, but when I am not live at night, I go out every about 2.5, 3 hours and have a cigarette. So the longer I'm on here, the less chances I have of going out for a smoke. So you guys are helping me slow down with the smoking when I am on here. Obviously, I got to get back on here more often again because being sick is taking a lot out of me. I don't know if any of you know what it's like to be on what I'm on, but let me tell you, it's absolutely horrible. All right, let's get some strips out of this. We'll have some random cat faces. Let's see, I can get 2 inches right here. Put that in my string pile. I can get another 2 inches. Can I? Not all the way, but we're going to try. It stops right here. I need to make a divot right here. So I know that's where it stops. 2 inches all the way. All right. Pull that. And there's my little divot. Bam. And this I'm going to put garbage. That's going to go in my crumb block pile. And these are too small. This can go in my crumbs. And these are for my strings. Oh, so cute. Alrighty. Next we have Snoopy. This would have been cool for some face masks. I think a clothing pattern or something must have been cut out of here. This fabric is from 2002. It's like an apron or something, maybe. This was probably given to me, obviously, because I don't make clothes. I have a feeling that that's what this was. I think I'll deal with this one later and stick with all my other stuff for now that are more shaped better. It's another reason why I don't finish these piles. Aha, here's one. Let's get this done and see how big that is. I also need to check my phone to see if it's charging. Never bored watching you. I know I'm crazy, right? If not for you, I would be sitting by myself. I have work to do. LOL. That fabric is kind of awesome. Way to go. I've quit but once in a while. I get headaches and take a drag of my e-cig. It's been 2 weeks between hits. That's good. Good, Jim. I don't use e-cigs, and I tried vaping. I think I told you guys this. I tried vaping to try to quit smoking. That shit, I can't keep cussing. I'm trying not to cuss, but at night I'm hyper, so sometimes it happens. I tried the vaping thing, the kind with nicotine, and it was like only 2 milligrams or something. That stuff burns my throat. And then I tried vaping without nicotine and it burns my throat. I mean, I don't know what it is, but vaping just doesn't work for me. Then I've tried e-cigarettes, the same thing. I get this strange burning sensation. And I've actually told the doctor about this, and he said it's because of my MS. The nerves in my throat, they're not used to anything like that. That they're not the sensation that goes through. So that's why I feel a burning sensation. Cigarettes don't do that to me because I've been smoking for, how old am I now? I'm almost 40. I've been smoking for 29 years, right? I started when I was like 11. Well, I had my first cigarette at 9. Started when I was 11. I didn't smoke much, maybe 5 cigarettes a day or so. By the time I was 13, my parents were buying me cigarettes. So 29-ish years I've been smoking. That's a long time. And especially for someone my age, honestly. Because I know that there are people that are almost 40 that didn't start smoking until they're 25 years old because they started going out and drinking or something. So, yeah. I've definitely been smoking a very long time. And I've tried, I can't have the patch because the patch has latex on it. The glue that is made from the patch, the nicotine patches are made of latex. I'm highly allergic to latex. I tried the gum, but I've had teeth pulled in my mouth and I have a couple cavities that I can't get filled. So the gum, I don't know what it is, but it just you know how you're supposed to hold it in your cheek for those that are smokers and have tried quitting. You're supposed to hold it in your cheek. You chew on it or you clench down so that the nicotine can release here and there. And it actually burns inside the holes in the cavities that I have no money to go get fixed. So yeah, so I've tried that. Plus it's disgusting. I've tried just quitting and it didn't work. I did the pill, the Chantix. I slept 23 hours a day. I got down to 2 cigarettes a day because you can smoke while you're on Chantix. I got down to 2 cigarettes a day and everybody was so proud of me. I was proud of me. But I was in bed 23 hours a day. I don't know what it is, if Chantix mixed with my MS medications or mixed with my symptoms or mixed with my arthritis or mixed with my fibromyalgia, everything combined. I don't know what it was, but I slept and slept and slept. And Scott didn't like it, so, and nobody liked it. None of my kids liked it. They never saw me. Nobody got to see me. I was hiding in my room constantly. I didn't turn the TV on. I didn't do nothing. All the time, all day long. Come out for like 15 minutes, have a cigarette, and then I'd go back to bed. Like, so yeah, I never did Chantix again. And when I got off of it, I went to like, I don't know, I was like at 6 cigarettes a day when I was off. It took a while because I was used to 2. I could not fully quit. One time I did fully quit. I was hospitalized. That's the only way I fully quit. And I was hospitalized for quite some time. And I think it was like the 6th or 7th day in the hospital. I begged Scott. I was like, bring me one of those e-cigarette thingies. You know, just go up to Maverick and get one. It's a gas station. And yeah, I begged him for one. So he went and got me an e-cigarette with refill thingies while I was in the hospital. But as soon as I got home, I started smoking again. So I have the brain to quit. I just don't have the brain to quit. You know, I think it's just because I stress a lot and have lots of issues. By the way, I'm cutting 5-inch strips here. I didn't say it out loud only because I don't want to mess up my cuts while I'm talking about smoking and quitting. So I've tried, but being on here and hanging out for hours upon hours and staying on live stream for long periods, even though some people hate my long videos, 100% helps. Like if I could do like a marathon to quit smoking and just stay live on here, like make a quilt from start to finish while live on live stream. I know YouTube will only save 11 hours of the video, but if I can go live for like 11 hours and then Mom and Pop do it for 12 hours, but I think it's only like 11 hours and 59 minutes that get saved. You don't get the full 12 hours or something like that. If I can do something like that, like a marathon to quit smoking, I think I should try that, but I would have to do it every day for a couple days. You guys would have to follow me around eating, to make sure that I'm not smoking, you have to follow around eating. You have to follow me around if I want to just take a break and whatever. You will not take bathroom breaks with me. And if it's longer than 5 minutes in the bathroom, then you know that I snuck off for a cigarette, you know. You would have to follow me throughout a day with conversations with kids, husband, family life. So, I mean, it would be weird, but it would help me quit smoking if I could try that. That would be cool. What do you guys think, those of you that are on right now? I think that's a neat idea for me to quit smoking. Try like a marathon. I'm down to like 11 cigarettes a day right now. So I was at 10 for a while, but it's gone up. Some days I smoke 13. The more I'm in pain, the more I smoke. The less pain I'm in, the less I smoke, if that makes any sense. And then if I'm busy in here, I don't smoke as much. Like the video that I recorded for the newest project that'll come out Monday when I edit it, that's over 9 hours of video. It took me 9 hours to make the quilt, and I spent all that time. I wasn't in here solid though. Stop and go between movies with Scott and so on, and going in the pool. Obviously, you guys know I love going in the pool. And then my neighbor came over and we're planning something, and yeah, and hung out in the pool with me with her kids. So trying to get things situated and blah blah blah. But yeah, if I can get down lower and lower and lower every day, it'd be great. Yes, I know, definitely T. I think I was super like depressed when I was on Chantix. Like, I don't even think it was worse than depression. I didn't feel like I was going to kill myself or anything, but that is actually one of the side effects too. Thoughts of suicide. Like, seriously? You want me to quit smoking, but quitting smoking is going to cause someone to go so crazy on that pill that they're going to commit suicide if they can't smoke. I mean, seriously, that's just crazy. I don't know why. Why would they give a pill like that, especially someone who's like me, who already has, you know, I don't have mental disability, but I have a brain issue with my nervous system. So I mean, someone like me with that would just, if I would have stayed on it longer, it would have been horrible. Went from 2 packs a day. Wow, I've never smoked that much. I'm a light smoker. I think I told you guys this before. I'm a very, very light smoker. I've never smoked more than a pack a day, ever. I've always been under a pack a day. And if it was a pack, because I was away from home, and when I'm up 24 hours, like when I go visit my mom, I never sleep the whole time I'm there because I'm not in my own environment. I smoke more because I'm stressed that I'm there. So, yeah. Well, let's do these. Cussing is a stress reliever. Well, unfortunately, I try not to cuss on my channel. My channel is not for children. I put that purposely, but I still try not to cuss because some people are offended. I cuss a lot though in real life, not video life, but sometimes it ends up in the videos. Patches make me sweat like crazy. Gum gives me mouth ulcers. Yeah, I had that. I had little like little pockets developing from having it sit, and yeah, ugh, it probably is why my cavities are worse. Did your parents smoke? Yeah, my dad is a smoker, my stepdad, and they always smoked outside. Nobody ever smoked indoors. My grandparents were all smokers. They did smoke indoors. My grandparents were chain smokers. I'm just gonna play around here. I'm gonna be my grandma. She's dead, so I mean, she's puffing on this one. She puts it in a little ashtray. She goes outside. She grabs her other cigarette. She lights this one up. Oh, I forgot. I gotta check the chili. She puts that back in the ashtray. She comes back over here. She's stirring her chili, smoking her cigarette. Up, her ash is like this long, and you're like, Grandma, I don't want that in the food. That's my cigarette. That's my house. That's what I'm gonna do. Puts it down. Goes back outside. Takes a hit of her other cigarette. Like, oh my God, yeah. And that was indoors. My grandpa wasn't so bad, but my grandma was absolutely horrible. Like, oh, she was a crack up. I loved her to death. She's dead, but I mean, she was crazy. Yeah. So I grew up around smokers. My mom didn't smoke though. She gave up smoking when she had me, but she was smoker before she had me. So I just smoke. My mom's in our 79. Doctor told her not to quit, would be too much stress. Yeah, and that's what I have one doctor that tells me all the time to quit, but that's only because he's the ear, nose, and throat doctor. And I have the trachea problem from MS, the nerves, because I have my vagus nerve. It runs through the stomach. That's why I have gastroparesis. My stomach is paralyzed. And if you guys, I've told this to you before, that's why my bowels and stuff don't work. Well, the vagus nerve runs past that, and the nerve endings that pop off of that, the main nervings, affect the trachea. So, you know, when I have MS episodes, you guys probably heard it a couple times. My voice gets like this, and it shakes while I talk. I can't replicate it. I start to sound like that, something like that. I sound like an old lady that has a shivery voice. That's because during an MS attack, it actually, the nerves that are sending signals to the trachea and the muscles will start contracting like this. And during that, it causes my voice box while I'm talking to vibrate like seriously bad. So yeah, that doctor always tells me to quit smoking, but the rest of my doctors leave me alone. Say when. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Trust me, I've been talking with 2 other people about this whole thing. Maybe I'm just gonna quit this way. I gotta have that day, the time, and I think I can make it a fundraiser or something, you know, I don't know, and do some giveaways or something. I gotta be mindset ready, you know. There's a lot going on in my life financially right now. So I think it would not be good if I quit at this very moment. My husband already thinks I'm crazy for spending money on cigarettes when we're broke, but we'll figure it out. Side effects were worse than the smoking. My ex-brother-in-law committed a crime while taking that. Oh my goodness, seriously? Yeah, like I said, mine caused me to sleep. It caused me to sleep a lot. I'm not offended by cussing. I say crazy bad words too. And you're in the UK. Do you say stuff like bloody dong, or you know, like a bloody wanka? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not sure how it's spoken. I'm just being silly, you know. But oh wait, no, Christine, you're in Australia though. No. I have to think about this. I'm always forgetting where everybody is. You're in Australia, aren't you? It's the other Christine that's in the UK, huh? See, I'm going to forget all about this. Because all those countries have different words for cussing and swearing. It's actually funny. Do not have a fat quarter out of this. Here's a Paley print. I should have pressed that crease out of there. Not enough for... There might be enough for 2 10-inch squares on this. Let's see if there's 20 inches. Nope, there is. Oh, there is 20 inches, like literally cutting it so close. I'm going to get 2 10-inch squares first. And that's not long enough. Let's use this one. Cut this side just a smidgen. Seriously. Look at that. I'm not wasting any fabric by doing this. Come over here, line this up, literally straighten this edge up, get me 2 10-inch squares, and then some, probably a 5, I think. I don't know how much is actually here. But yeah. No one in Australia wankers. Bloody wanker. Sorry, I probably say it funny. I think it's hilarious. I like the way Europeans talk and cuss and call people names. Like, not like that. I just mean the way they say it. Americans say things so differently, you know? And they don't say the F word like we say the F word either. Australians probably say it differently too, with like a weird accent. All right, so here's 10, 20. All right. Got 2 10-inch squares going on here. We're going to get rid of selvage. turn it this way. Do it from this side. Line that so much. Put it on the 5 because that's sewage. Right there. Let's get rid of that. Change out the ruler. Until had a doctor tell me to quit while he smoked. I told him to leave me alone until he did on the day. I say that working from morning till night. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know. I hear it in the movies and I'm like, oh wow, that sounds neat the way they say it. It's kind of funny. Ooh, what size am I going to get after this? Okay, so here's 2 10-inch squares. All right, 2 10-inch squares. And I'm going to throw that down there. I need more in that tub. And this, that back piece is not as the same size, so let's see what we can get from here. Definitely not 4-inch. Let's get some 3.5s for my hand sewing. How about that? So I'm not really wasting much. Obviously this is 10 inches, so I'm only going to get 2 3.5 inches from here. I'll have a 1 something left or whatever. No, 1 2. So I'll just take this and cut it down to 2.5 and put that in my 2.5 bin. Turn it to the side. 2.5. I know I'm wasting just a little bit, but whatever. So this can go in my 2.5 bin, and this can go in my wonderful pile for some hand sewing. Okay. Next. What was I made 10. What can I make from this? There's a straight edge for sure right there. Got 6. I'll just do 5. We'll just turn this into strips for my strip box. And I do all different sizes: 2-inch, 1.5, 1 3/4, 2 1/4, 1 3/8. Like I literally do weird numbers just because I can for my strings. That way I can get the best use when I'm using them for something. Get that on there, get on there, get on there. Same on that line. There we go. Random lengths, or random widths, I mean. All right, strings done. Wow, I sure accomplished a lot. I don't want to do that right now. It's a holiday. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I've been wanting to cut this one up. And wanting to put this one into 10-inch squares. So this was the bottom of something. There's enough here to, oops, I'm showing you guys the backside. There is enough here to back a baby quilt, you know. But I decided I wanted 10-inch squares out of it, so I'm going to press it up real quick and cut 10-inch squares. And it's selvage to selvage, and there's, I don't know how 1 yard got in here. This is more than 1 yard. This is 1 yard, and it's almost 1 1/4 yards. But I want 10-inch squares, so. That's why I saved this one. All right, so after this, I'm going to stop because I've been on here long enough. Yeah, I don't have much like stripes and stuff in my 10-inch square bin, so I figured this would liven it up with some squares. All right. To effectively cut 10-inch squares, this is what I do. I don't use the C-bomb though. That's a nasty word. C-bomb, I'm not sure what that word is, but I'm thinking it's spelled C-U-N-T. I don't use that either. I just cut my finger. Hard to roll a smoke with a band. Hard to roll. Oh, you roll cigarettes? I don't do that. Oh my God, I can't roll. I tried to roll cigarette. My dad is my real dad, the one that doesn't live far away from me. He rolls his cigarettes and like, he does it so perfectly. And I'm like, how do you do that? And I put the tobacco in and start to roll. And it looks like this big fat thing in the center and skinny on the outside. I can't, I've never been able to. Unless I use that machine. I used to have that cigarette rolling or the cigarette making machine. I tried that for, I don't know, I did that for like 5 years. Long time ago. Random's good if you cut them all the same. Might as well make 9 patches or such. It's been nice visit this time, chat cutting, looking at fabric. Yeah, this is definitely a different Insomniac episode for sure, but I'm having fun and it's keeping me busy. And since I can't sleep and I'm still not, okay, so my body is tired, like really tired, but my brain isn't, so that's why my freaking head is going wild right now. All right, I'm gonna line this up. This is an effective way. Everyone says, oh, that folds, you're going to get folds. But guess what? There's 10 inches right here. So watch how this is done. So I'm going to line it up on a line, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to make sure that all my fabric is crossing my original line. This is for beginners who want to know when you get your fabric from the store and you want to make something that you need 10-inch squares, and it was cheaper to buy yardage than it is to buy a layer cake, just letting you know. Now, here's a thing. It takes a little bit more than 3.5 yards. Everyone says, like Jenny Doan on Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I don't know who else says it. I think it's just Jenny Doan that says it. Says you need 3.5 yards or just buy a layer cake. It's not 3.5 yards. It's actually like a quarter more than that. You need like 3 yards and 3.5, 3 3/4, a little bit less than 3 3/4, but more than 3.5, because I've been cutting layer cakes, my own layer cakes, for a long time. So if you want 42 pieces of your own layer cake, you need at least, I always tell everyone, just get 4 yards. Whatever's left over can be your first stopping border on your quilt, which you actually need more than 4 yards for, but it depends on the size quilt that you're making or charm squares or layer cake squares that you're making. Anyways, so I always start with my first line like this. Straighten that whole side up. I'm going to come over to the 10. I don't ever usually use the mat unless I am making layer cake squares. That is when I actually use the measurements on the mat, because I don't really have a I do have a ruler, but you guys are hooked to it with a squeegee thing. Like, let me hold the screen so you can see how this is set up, because this is hilarious. Let's see. I'm gonna look in the camera so you can see. Oh, you can't tell, huh? It's not gonna show it. Maybe I have to echo it. I was thinking it would echo, but it's not echoing. Is it echoing? Nope, it's not. Anyways, you guys are squeegeed onto one of my rulers. Okay, yep, that's it. See, bomb, I rolled my own for years. It's just practice. All right, good night, T. I'm glad you came by and hung out. Get some sleep, woman. Seriously. Stop playing with your pineapple blocks. Close your eyes. Take some dreams. Dream of a new pineapple block. Now that you're like crazily obsessed with them this last couple weeks, huh? I need to do mine. If you would have stuck around for a few minutes, I could have actually pulled mine out to show you what I did without the ruler, but I'll show you next time. Just remind me, because I'll forget. All right, so I cut at 10, right? And now I'm going to cut again at 20. Like I said, this is the only time I ever use the markings on the mat. And when you use the markings on the mat, because they're thin, and a lot of them, I mean, I've had this mat for a long, long time, but I've been cutting in this section more than I cut in that section because I have to stand in front of the lamp if I'm on that side. So I'm usually right here. So a lot of this is marked up and faded. But when you cut on the line your ruler up a tad, not literally a tad. I don't know how I can even show you this, but you're not really on the line. You want the blade to be on the line. So when you're lining up your ruler, you're lining it up where you can still see the line, but if you put the blade down because it's so thin, that is what's touching the line. So there's my 20. And then only for video's sake, I have to move this out of the way because I want those to stay just the way they are. Bring this over here. I'm going to line it back up on the line. I'm lining that up. That's on the line right there. That's on the line right there. All right, so we're going to cut on the 10 and the 20 again. So I'm going to get 16 10-inch squares from this. All right, so there's another, and then come over to the 20 and cut again. Line up. I always like triple check that it's lining up before I cut because I definitely have cutting issues. And since I have a little bit left, we're going to see how much I have left real quick. 1, 2, 3. We're going to throw 3.5 more 3.5s into my hand sewing pile because I've depleted that quite a bit with all my hand sewing. So this last one is going to be a 3.5 inch strip. Okay. So now I leave them like this. I turn like this. This is why I made that fold when I pressed it in half. Okay. When I pressed the fabric, you know, because here's the selvage and then here was the fold. Now what I do is I take that fold and I stick it before the selvage. So right here. So I don't know how well you can tell, but here's the selvage right there. Here's the fold. I stick it before that. That way the selvage gets cut and the barely anything from this right here gets cut. So you'll be able to cut the fold. So this is what I do. I start by, I'll just put it on the 15. I line the fold up, like literally, the fold is like not even 1/8 of an inch away from the line. So I'm going to line that up. This is how I make 10-inch squares, and I make them pretty darn quick normally. But since I'm showing you guys, it's going slow, but so I cut this right here. It gets rid of the selvage and that fold. Watch. So here's the selvage and here's that fold. So that fold now is gone. So the fabric should open right up. Then I come over here. I don't move anything, just the ruler. So this is going to stick out a little. I line it up on the line that makes 10 inches, you know, so this would be the 5 because I started on the 15. And then I cut away that fold. And sometimes, depending on the length of the fabric, there's usually thicker pieces in this. This is actually kind of skinny. So this was like a 42-inch fabric and not 44 in its length. So now I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. And I don't adjust or move. Okay, so I'm going to pull this guy over. I don't move anything at first. So there's my stack right there. I'm going to line this back up again, except I'm going to pull this fold before the selvage, just so like it's right there at the edge of it so that it gets cut off. Use your hand to move it over. You can even press this way if you wanted to on an iron, but pressing that much yardage on an ironing board, most people don't do that. I line that fold up, not the selvage, but the fold up not even an eighth of an inch away that way. It's like literally a tiny strip. You just saw. I'm gonna do it again, just so that the explanation is out there and it's loud and you guys know what I'm talking about when it's cutting these, because I make my own layer cakes all the time. So here's the fold. Like it's so tiny. Look at that. If I flatten it, it got the whole fold, so there'll be separate pieces right now. I'm going to come over to the number that I need, which is 5, because I started on the 15. Line it up for my 10-inch squares. Hold it. Cut away that. And the way I did it should have 4 separate pieces. Isn't that simple? So like when I do it in bulk, I do it the other way on the table, and I let the yardage hang over in half. Like I fold it in half and then I fold it in half like you saw, except I did it this way because I didn't want to block the camera. But usually if I'm doing like 3 3/4 yards for a whole layer cake's worth, I let the yardage hang off the table very nicely, and as I'm pulling it up, I always flatten it back out, and I never have a problem. My 10-inch squares come out pretty much accurate. I mean, there's been times that I'm not accurate, and that's only because I have the shakes and medical issues that, you know, or my accidental cuts, which I have to fix. I've not wasted a lot of fabric doing that, but sometimes it happens because my brain, I blame everything on MS. But this has definitely improved my MS symptoms by, you know, quilting and doing all this. I definitely have less issues being in this room doing the things that I love. I definitely found my thing. All right, line this up. We got 2 more to do. I'm gonna do them at the same exact time, only because I'm gonna get off this video soon. I need to go drink some freezing cold water. You can tell my throat's starting to get horrible from talking so much. All right, it's lined up, lined up, lined up, lined up. Tiffany holding a camera. Holding a camera. Huh? What? Is that what it shows? Tiffany holding a camera. Sticks. Hello. Michelle. Michelle, my best friend in the whole wide world. What are you doing, Wake? Are you sewing? If you guys didn't know Michelle here, the name that's highlighted in blue, that's my best friend. She lives in California, in Bakersfield. I don't get to see her very often because, well, I'm sick now and she has MS also, so it makes it hard for us to get together. But we FaceChat all the time and chit chat on all the social media type stuff. So that's my best buddy. Hi, Michelle Monday. The only reason why I said your last name is because Michelle Powar is my best friend. Sticks high to me. Okay, let's see. It's probably something to do with fine motor skills and the concentration needed to do them. You've inspired me to start cutting. Well, Jill, get to cutting. And yes, Christine, it's my cognitive skills are, and Michelle can tell you the same thing. Having MS, I've had MS. I was diagnosed over 20 years ago now, and now I'm secondary progressive. I progressed from relapsing remitting to secondary progressive over 10 years ago, which means I always have an attack while I'm having attacks. Like I'm always in some kind of issue. My symptoms don't ever go away, and then when I do have an attack, it's twice the amount. It's like I get stuck in my wheelchair most of the time. Some of the times I get away with walker or cane. Since I haven't been on meds, because I can't have them because of the valley fever, I've been, I'm almost there. Like my body does want to give up, but I'm pushing myself, and I have this brain power, but my cognitive skills is what I'm trying to get at, is little on the I misspell, missay, like I'll ask, and I know I don't know I'm doing it, but I know it once it's done. Like I'll say, can you water the fridge for me? Or I'll say, the paper towel is on the microwave, or I'll say something weird, but I meant to say, like, is there a paper towel in the microwave to put something on, or is there water in the fridge? Those are the things I meant to say, but my brain don't say it that way or think it that way, and that kind of messes things up here, but not as bad. That's why my math skills aren't good, because I try to focus on something and then the number gets all messed up. So I build as I go when I design patterns. That's why none of my patterns are on PDF. I mean, there's a couple of them, but when I write it, it doesn't come out like a pattern that you would purchase, like say Cozy Quilt patterns. It doesn't come out that way. My patterns come out in my jumbled brain mess. But most of you understand because there's a video to go along with it, if that makes any sense. So yeah. My cognitive skills are a little on the, sometimes they're really, really bad. Like right now I'm okay. I don't think I've said anything that I shouldn't, be saying or anything. But I am noticing that the longer I'm up and talking, the more my scratchy voice is getting worse. All right, let's go to the 5 without doing anything. Just move it over, about pushing that fabric over and down. Don't move anything. See, I usually do this in whole. I cut, like I said, I use the cutting mat this way and the fabric hangs over it. I cut a bunch, and then instead of turning like I just did, I leave it all where it is, and I just cut the beginning off of the edge, and I cut the end off of the 10. You know what I mean? The 10-inch mark on the thing without moving anything, and then I just pick up all my squares, and then I pull the fabric this way more, do it again, pull the fabric. I do it pretty quick when I'm not chit-chatting, when I'm actually paying attention to what I'm doing. Again, these are way too small to keep, so obviously I'm going to toss. All right, I'm going to put this away now to tell my brain it's time to start cleaning up. We're going to close that blade. I don't know how many times I've not closed my blade, and I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen what happens when I don't close my blade, because I've cut myself on camera before. Because shit happens. And yes, I'm allowed to say that word on here. But I was reading a thing on YouTube. You can get demonetized, which I don't really care about the money, but yet I do, because financially it could help me out. But I already cashed out like 3 months ago. I think I told you guys I cashed out $130 or whatever from ads, but it took 4 months to get there. And now I'm at $18. I've been at $18 because I don't make enough videos like I used to. Yeah, all my numbers have gone down. But I was reading some stuff on the YouTube thing, and you can get demonetized for saying the F-U-C-K or G-O-D-D-A-M-M-I-T. I think I spelled that right. I can spell it, but I cannot say it. You can get demonetized for saying F-U-C-K-I-N-C-U-N-T or M-U-T-H-E-R, F-U-C-K-E-R, those kind of things. And notice I can spell talk really fast, actually, by the way. I don't think you guys know that about me. Anyway, those words demonetize you because YouTube will see them, or they'll get reported, or like, I don't know if it's thumbs down or what, but I was reading the thing about language and cursing and things that people do, like showing boobies or showing ass cheeks or showing this or walking around in bikinis, showing videos with bikinis, all with men wearing, you know how men wear saggy pants and their boxers hang out? I don't know if people really do that still anymore, but those kind of videos can't even be monetized. Women wearing little pasties on their breasts and wearing cutesy little bikinis with G-string, those videos cannot be monetized. So, and then there's also the cussing, certain music. If there's certain music, like I don't know the name of the one that I'm thinking of, but it's really heavy rap with lots and lots of cursing. If that ends up in the background of some video, YouTube will take it off itself. Like they warn you, they send you a little warning thing, but they'll actually take it off, and it's pretty crazy, all the like little rules and stuff. So I've always tried, since I've been monetized, I've been very careful about it, but I still say shit and ass, like things like that, because or dang it, that's not bad. I try to use the easier words so that it doesn't sound horrible and I don't get demonetized, although my monetization isn't really making much money. So I need to make more videos. That's my thing. So here's a really long video, and hopefully people will watch the whole thing, which helps my channel if you watch the whole video. And I do start to finish videos, and as of hopefully Monday, I have to edit still, but hopefully Monday, you guys will have a new video with a new pattern by me. Michelle, you will love it because it was your idea. Not your idea, but you gave me the inspiration for it. Remember, Michelle? I'm not going to say what it is though. But you guys will see. It's probably fine. Motor space concentration. Okay, where am I at? Wow, that sucks big time. Everything comes out our mouths backwards. Yes, more than that, Michelle. Yeah, people don't understand sometimes. That is a sign that I drank all my water. And I know you see all those waters over there behind the computer, and you're like, you have water? No, that's sink water. I don't drink sink water. I'm spoiled. I only drink bottled water, and then the bottles that I don't smash become my iron water bottles. Sorry to hear that, Michelle. I don't know anybody with that MS. Are the symptoms different for different people? Christine, for me and Michelle, we have a lot of very similar symptoms, but a lot of people with MS have different symptoms, or they present themselves differently. Michelle is relapsing remitting. I am secondary progressive. I have a friend that's primary progressive, and she's almost as if, like, I don't know if you guys know what ALS is, and most people die of ALS. They 100% freeze and can't move, and they can't feed, and they can't breathe themselves, and they can't anything, and then they die. Unfortunately, we have a subscriber who has ALS. She's in the beginning stages, but she's already in I think she already moved to the home. You guys know her. I'm not gonna say the name out loud, but you guys know who I'm talking about. It's kind of like that. Primary progressive 100% permanently disables you, and the nerves can stop making your brain tell your lungs, your heart, your fingers, toes, any part of your limbs what to do. Your brain is so damaged that it causes a bazillion problems. So, I mean, there's different stages, but they all have similar, we all have similar symptoms, MS patients. A lot of us have the same itching, and we have the same dry mouth, and we have the same, like just constant, like achy legs, like our legs are like shivery, achy, painful, like stabbing sensations. It's hard to explain. Like, it's very weird. Very weird. It feels like fly. You know when a fly lands on you and you can feel it on your hairs? Imagine that sensation 100% covering your legs in full, and sciatic nerve pain all at the same time. It causes this weird, itchy, achy, shivery, shaky. But I have to, that's why I move around so much. I have to move my legs constantly. Michelle's a little bit different. She can sit and sew, but I have to move constantly. That's why I'm hyper at night. I think it's just my brain, but yeah. Let's see. How come people can rant about God, but they can't swear? You know what? I have no idea. Technically, religion and politics and all that, your channel, if you have a religion or politics or whatever kind of channel, it's supposed to specify that that's what you are, because some of those are not supposed to, like Bible study channels, like, or the church. Some churches, because of the coronavirus, started YouTube channels so that they're followers from the church, their fellow church mates, or however you call it, can join and watch a sermon from the pastor's house type thing, or preacher, or whatever you want to call its house. I'm not very religious, guys, so bear with me. I don't know exactly what they're all called. I don't know if they can be monetized. After 1,000 subscribers, you can, but I don't know how it works for them, because religion, politics, sexual violence, all that, it's on a list of things that we're not allowed to have. So I don't know how it works with people that sit and rant about the Bible, or sit and rant about people being killed. Like, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get involved in politics or race or religion, or the things that are going on right now about that whole person and the cop thing. I don't want to get involved in that with my channel, but those kind of channels, I don't know how it works, honestly, Christine. I'm kind of, I don't know, but I've read a lot of YouTube rules, and a lot of it is strong against religion, drama, politics, violence, activity, minors. There's a lot of stuff against minors. If minors are this or minors are that, yeah, it's weird. Yeah. We can't even have guns. I have a video that I have not posted to share with you guys. It's a long, long time ago when it was freezing cold out. I made a video of us out shooting, me and Scott and Justin and Cyrus. And it is an absolutely hilarious video, because I'm just so funny, with an AR-15, and my 9mm and all sorts of other guns, shotguns, 2 different kinds. And I can't use a shotgun at my shoulder, so I use it at hip. And I can't post that video. It's not, because in parts of it, I don't know if I'm explaining it, but you can't have how to use a gun videos. You could have shooting videos, but you can't have how to. So the way I announce the video, because you guys know I say, hi Tiffany, welcome to my quilting life. Well, I was like, hi, I'm Tiffany, welcome to my shooting life in the video. I thought it was silly funny, but I'm not able to post it because it will ruin my channel. So you guys will never see it. It's funny though, very funny. I wish I could show you. All right, let's see. Some things alike and some things are different. The degree of what we go through can be much different. Your body does what it wants, and we try hard not to let it happen. Exactly. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing it. Holding my breath till Monday for a new video. I just want to let you know, Jim, and everybody else, for this, I cannot guarantee it'll be on Monday, only because my last video took 3 days to edit, and then I had to turn it into 3 videos. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm gonna tell you right now, I took out the ironing, so there's only a couple parts of the video that show ironing, only because I kept the video running in time lapse. But anything that had to do with the pressing part and the ironing board and anything ironing, I took all that out, except for the original how to press which way kind of thing. I left that in, but there's no ironing, how I show you guys how I do things. So I took that out to see if it saves time, and then like skill with my edit. I'm hoping that changes will help the edit. It's ready to do on there, but I'm here with you, so it'll get done. And tomorrow is Sunday. We'll do something tomorrow. I'm not sure what. I have an idea of what I want to do, but we'll see. I always change my mind at the last minute before I sit down. Okay, there is rules. Wow, Jim, that is hard. Bless your heart. It could be tough sometimes. Oh, I didn't even see that. My son is dyslexia, affects speech, and I have letters and numbers plus see things backwards if stressed. Interesting. That's weird. Thank you for the information. Being educated on something new is never a bad thing. No, and you know what? I have to say this out loud to anybody that ever finds my channel, obviously to you guys that are here now, but for those that watch my video after the fact, if you actually watch the whole video, if you have multiple sclerosis or any type of RA or arthritis or some kind of like fibromyalgia, which I'm naming all the things that I have, or if you have depression, severe depression, or you have an anxiety disorder, or you have some kind of even, I wouldn't suggest seizure disorders only because I haven't had a seizure in a while, but I don't know if I want to be around this equipment during a seizure. My last one was just in a bed, so I got lucky on that one, but I don't know about seizure disorders, especially if it's a full-on epilepsy, but you know, there's a bazillion things that this helps with. Quilting, I don't know how to explain this, and I know for some of you, you will understand, especially those that watch this video afterwards. Quilting changed my life. I was a motorcycle rider. Oh, badass. Biatch. I'm trying not to say the words. I miss that life. I miss it so much. Loved it. But then I picked this up and like, it's better. I have my Ferrari, or sometimes I call it a Lamborghini. I don't know. For sometimes it has a different name, but whatever. I have that. And then I have my little Pinto over there. The brother is my Pinto. And then I have my other husband sitting there on the floor all alone that can't be used. But getting into something like this, if it's not even quilting, if it's just some kind of even a paper craft or something to do with your hands, something to do, I don't know, hand sewing, even something to do. There's all sorts of making bags. Making bags is fun too, but I have no idea what to do with them. Obviously, they need to be sold if I keep making them. This is an expensive hobby, and a lot of people that have multiple sclerosis are on Social Security, unfortunately, so we are on a budget. But this is possible on a budget. It is possible to feel relief and stress-free and get off of pain meds and anxiety meds and all that crap that's ruining your livers and your kidneys and your guts and your brain and messing with your body. This right here, to me, is positive. This has brought everything back to life. I was stuck, feeling like shit, in and out of my wheelchair all the time, always on pills. Pills were just dragging me down, making me feel like poo-poo. That was my new word. And I could never think straight. I could never do straight. And as soon as I saw a quilt and said, oh, I can make that, and started cutting up sheets with scissors and made my son a quilt, the accomplishment just from that piece of that quilt is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Every quilt for like the first couple months was just absolutely horrible. I did it. That feeling that you get when you do it, that feeling you get when you've saved enough money because you're on a limited budget to buy a Ferrari. That to be able to create, and then that feeling you get when you finally get it right, or when you do a pattern and it actually works, and when you make something and you give it to your grandmother or your uncle or your best friend, or your best friend's having a baby and you make, you know what I mean? And you give them their first quilt, that feeling you get, that makes everything better. That makes my brain able to be here in front of you, talking to you, showing you how to do things, and not think about the 100% absolute. You know, then they say a scale of 1 to 10 on pain, and I'm at that 11 plus. Yeah, that actually drops me. Like, it takes me, even though I'm not thinking about it, it takes me down to at least a 5, which is tolerable. And if I can stay tolerable, then I can live a better life. So there's hobbies out there for everyone. People have golf, people have dancing, people have ballet, people have whatever. There's hobbies. They are all expensive. They all have risks. This has risks of chopping your fingers off and the other things, you know. And yes, sometimes you cut something and because you cut it wrong and you just get all pissed off and you tear your thing again, you walk away. But guess what? You come back. You know why? Because you love it so much and you have a passion for it and it makes you feel good. So there it is. So yeah, anybody that watches this whole video will get that little rant right there. I have multiple sclerosis. I know people that do. I have a little multiple sclerosis group that I created a long, long time ago. I run the Arizona, like Havasu City chapter. So I used to do the walks and all that stuff. I have lots of other illnesses, too much to get into, but quilting has saved all that. My husband, my children, and nobody understands it, but I get it. And then they see what I create and they see that I'm still walking and then they see that I feel happy and then I'm up doing things and I'm not lying in bed going, oh, it hurts so bad, I don't want to get it. I'm not doing that. I'm here. I can put a smile on my face. Sometimes it's fake, like super fake. I'm excited right now because I'm telling you guys this has changed my life. And for those that are new to my channel, it will change yours. All you need is to go to Walmart, buy some cheap fabric, learn how to do it, and then once you know how to do it, then you can start going for the expensive stuff and making pretty awesome things because I have and I enjoy it. I really do. And I know you guys do too. So yeah, anyway, there is my rant and it's actually a good rant. Let's see what there's going on here. Holding my breath. Thank you for the information. Roger, mother, that we so hard. Thank you for no different than normal for us. Okay, over and just take safe. Don't forget to cut your 3-inch squares before you put everything away. Oh yeah, huh? Okay. Thank you for that reminder. I'll do that while I'm reading comments. Okay, let's see if I can do it while reading. I have a stripe. Quilting keeps me focused. I have depression and anxiety. See, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I love it. 100% agree. I have carpal tunnel and RI. You know what? And I have, get this, I developed carpal tunnel. It's called driving wrist. Only in one wrist. For some reason, my hand on the steering wheel, and it gets worse the more I'm out in my car. At a trip to the Grand Canyon, oh my God, it was burning so bad. And I didn't have my little brace thing because I left without thinking what I was going to do. And yeah, oh, it's called driver's carpal tunnel. It's not from typing. It's actually from driving, hands on the steering wheel. Truckers actually get it. So yeah. But what was I going to say? I thought I was going to say something. I'm trying to read at the same time. Whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll cut my little 3-inch strips here. 3.5 inch. They're not 3 inch, they're 3.5. That's what the size is that I'm using in my hand sewing project. They're all in my bedroom. The little tub for it. All right, 3.5. Quilting keeps me focused. I understand a couple times. Okay, I read it. Fighting with insurance to get, what is that word? Oh, cataracts removed to have, keep moving, just stay safe in life. There's been a big sense of satisfaction after I finished something lovely. Yes, therapy, quilting. The feeling you get when your corners work out. Yeah, right? It's a craft, absolutely. No, I get the feeling, I get this amazing feeling when I design a pattern. I gotta cut these while I'm talking. And then I make it and it actually works. And the funny thing is, 90% of the time I design something, I'm making it for the first time in the video for you guys. So I'm like, taking a deep breath while I'm making the video and I'm like, oh, this better work out. And then I press record. Because I know what I'm saying. It was pre-planned, and actually this most recent video that's not on yet, that will be on soon, I actually pre-made the what I was doing just to make sure what I was doing was gonna work, and how to do the cuts, what size to do the cuts, and which way to sew the stuff together. So I had to pre-make things to make sure it was what it's supposed to be. All right, what do we got here? I can put a 2.5 inch square off of this, I guess. Or Let's just cut that right. Put this in my string pile because I'll sew these to something else. Because I like string scraps. So these are just 1.5 inch by 3.5 inch string scraps. That's my trash stuff. That's my trash stuff. These are my 3.5s. Stack them up. So I got all that for my room. This is what I was deciding for later. I had an idea for something. All right, this can go over there. That actually goes over there. That gets unplugged. Oh, hey, Michelle, I got something for you. Look at my butt. Olive, California. You know, Michelle, I actually hate California, but I've had these Olive, California shorts for a long time. They were actually sweatpants, and I chopped the leg off a long time ago. It's good. Craft, absolutely. You are 100% the same way. So true. Thank you, Tiffany. Finally finished the 5 quilts for grandkids. Now working on for my 4 kids and my brothers and sisters. Awesome, Jim. See, and you know what? It's like, I don't know. I just made CJ's second quilt. Now Alexa is supposed to get a second quilt, and her birthday is in a couple days. And I'm like, I can't use the long arm, but I already have something made that I want to gift her. But I can't because I never got to finish it before the long arm came off the frame. So I'm having that feeling of sadness because I didn't get to finish it, and I'm supposed to have finished it last year. Remember, last year I had to do the same thing, and I never even got it done within the time period I ended up having too many customer stuff come in this year, so yeah, I didn't get a chance to do the last year's. I have 3 king size quilts, and like 2, 3, 4 queen, because Justin's is a queen. Yeah, so I have 4 queen size as well. So as soon as this summer is come to about September, middle of September, after monsoons are completely done because there's too much humidity, I'm gonna put my other husband back on his frame, and before anybody else can send me quilts and blah blah blah, I'm doing my stuff first. I'm gonna order the batting. I have the backing already prepped for most of them. That's gonna get done. I'm so tired of that. All those sitting there unfinished. Oh, some of them have been in there for more than 2 years now, and it's annoying. There's one of them that's been in there for 3 years, and then I never, and you guys know this because you've seen it, and I'll show you again. Long time ago, I did the Bargello. I'm going to turn this just a little. Long time ago, I did the Bargello, and I never decided on a border. And so it sits like this. It's pretty big as it is. I mean, I could just quilt it as is, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do, but I never finished it. So there's the Bargello. That's been sitting and waiting for the long arm, you know? And I want that feeling of accomplishment to finish this, but this was 2 years ago. And I haven't finished it. I was thinking about going around it with like black or something, or white, like maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I think I might just leave it as is and quilt it and then bind it in white or black. So we'll see. Oh, and a quick quilt tip. For those of you who store your quilts, I always say store it, even though you have to press it before you quilt it. But if you're going to store it or hang it on a hanger, make sure that it is wrong side out, to where your seams are sticking out, or dust is going to get on the top of it from hanging or being put away. I always put them away like this, where the seams are being seen. It keeps the top from getting all dusty and disgusting, especially where I live because it's so dusty here. So I let the dust get on the inside of the back. So yeah, I really, really, really want to finish this so bad. It's been so long. It just sits here so lonely. Bag. It's not even hanging with the rest of the quilts because I haven't decided what to do with it. And I've had people ask too how much for it already, and I never finished it. All right, let's get this video done. I said that like 500 times ago. All right, last of the comments. Let's read what it says. Write what your comments are right now, or you're write in the chat if you need to write right now, because I'm gonna get off of here. Let's see. I love reading. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, finished the quilts for the grandkids. Okay, so Jim, get that done, and don't forget to post your progress in the group. I love seeing everybody's quilts. All of you post in the group, and if you are new to my channel, there's a little bitty arrow. If you were, remove the live chat. If you're reading the live chat afterwards, there's a little arrow for the description. Read the description. There is a link to the Facebook group. It says join fellow these quilting life quilters, or join fellow quilters, or something like that in the Facebook group. Join that. I am inspired by all of your quilts, which I know you guys are inspired by watching my stuff too, and I just haven't been posting as much lately, but trust me, I'm still looking, and I'm still commenting and liking on your guys' stuff. Come on, September 1st. Okay, you go, Jim. Doing it comes first, comes right. My mantra for years now. Thank you. I love reading too. What do you read, Christine? Michelle? Anything but really like urban fantasy, not Twilight though. Harry James Patterson. What sort does he write? All right. Are there any 100% quilters? LOL. Who is that's quirky? Quilting is my therapy. Yes, quilting is my therapy. Yes. I love Alex Crosscops and Roberts. There's a YouTube channel. What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. She does a month club YouTube channel. For those of you who like reading, you should look it up. They do. I think it's just. I don't know if she does 1 or 2 books a month, but it's a book of the month club, and she comes on live stream, and then you guys talk about the books and blah 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 blah. There's probably more than one channel, but I know of one person. It's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna pass all those because I don't really read. I read internet. Does that count? Have a look at it. I have a good crime book. No border, Tiffany. That's what I was thinking, Michelle. I was kind of thinking, just stop, leave it as is. It was supposed to be healthy quilters. All right, Jill's saying good night to everyone. It was a fun live. Good night, Jill. I'm going to be off here in a second too. I'm just reading the last of these comments. She has a series about main characters, strike, good actions, heavy topic, good fortunes. Series are hilarious. Good night, Jill. Good night, Jill. All right, guys. So if there's no more comments and no more whatever, this was Insomniac Quilting Series, episode 37. And this one wasn't really quilting. This was organizing. For those of you who need to organize, that's what this video is, and a bunch of chit chat in the middle of it all. And I'm not going to go through my video editor like YouTube has, like this weird video editor that I can edit the video. I don't know how to do any of that. So you get to watch this all raw footage, uncut, of me doing whatever. So don't forget to subscribe. It's down there somewhere. Let's see. If I point my hand this way, where is it going? Hold on. I'm watching the screen. Waiting. Nope. Subscribe is on this side, guys. Down there for those watching. So I got to remember, back camera. Subscribe is my dragon arm, and front camera subscribe is my star arm. Aha. All right. And don't forget to check out my Instagram and all the other stuff and links in the description and blah, blah, blah. Like my videos, blah, blah, blah. And I will see you guys in the next Insomniac episode and or at So Sunday, which is in a few hours. Well, at 5 a.m. it'll be in 12 hours and it's 2:26 a.m. now. So 13, 14, 15, 16 hours. I'll see you guys again. Bye, everyone. And now I got to figure out how to turn this off because I'm facing the wrong way. Oh, shit. I can't even. Damn it. The hook to this thing. Sorry, guys. This video is going to end very weirdly. Ooh. Oops, I'm stuck to that too. Stuck. Good night. Say goodnight to my other husband. So sad. Months to go back on a frame. Okay, bye.